Professional investors are wisely positioning their portfolios to protect against possible market downturns while still benefiting from the current bull market. So should you. Register for Online Trading Academy's complimentary 3-hour class, Protection from the Election. This new class will explore strategies to protect wealth from instability and capture profits during both bull and bear cycles. Call 844-877-2337 to reserve your complimentary seat in Protection from the Election. Space is limited and all COVID safety measures will be followed. Classes are available in Scottsdale, Chandler, or Peoria. Call 844-877-2337 or text OTA to 31996. Again, call 844-877-2337 or text OTA to 31996.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Thank goodness it seems like the worst is over, but is your business back to pre-COVID numbers? Hi, Bruce Jacobs here to invite you to take advantage of a great opportunity to promote that you are open and ready to serve. With our affordable Open for Business advertising package, you'll only spend hundreds but reach thousands of potential new customers. Just go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on the link for Open for Business package. This offer will not last long. The Open for Business package on 1580 The Fanatic. Now let's all get back to business.
Every time the stock market dips, your 401k and life savings probably dip with it. Yet Wall Street consistently makes profits no matter how the market is doing. What do the experts know that you don't? Online Trading Academy is a leader in trading and investing education that can teach you skills designed to be mastered to generate a second income or build a brighter financial future. Using OTA's patented core strategy, you can learn how the profits are made when the market goes up and even when the market goes down. During these turbulent times, we've designed a 3-hour complimentary class that can help you navigate the markets. To reserve your seat at one of our next classes, call 844-887-2337. Experience lessons from some of our top instructors on topics like enhancing your retirement strategy, capital preservation, and income generation. Be sure to tune in to Retire Young on Money Radio 1510, Mondays at noon and Saturdays at 11 a.m. Right here on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. We are everywhere you need to be.
Listen on 1580 AM and 99.3 FM for the Phoenix metro area.
If you live in the East Valley, dial up 95.9 FM to listen in. Stream us live everywhere at 1580thefanatic.com.
Or download the 1580 The Fanatic Sports app from the App Store or the Google Play Store.
We are 1580 The Fanatic, your new home for sports.
levied some penalties against Bobby Unser, saying that he illegally passed cars exiting pit road, and that's not allowed. And so the race was originally given to Mario Andretti. The cash, the trophy, the drink of milk, wearing the winner's wreath there in victory lane, all of that, and the ring. He was also announced the champion on the night after the event, where the champion gets a ring. And to this day, according to Mario Andretti, he still has that 1981 Indianapolis championship ring, and he liked to tease Bobby about that. But later on, after Penske, Roger Penske, yes, the Roger Penske, and Bobby Unser had gone and appealed this, the win was given back to Bobby Unser, showing that the penalty was excessive. And so, therefore, Bobby Unser was made the champion in 1981, which would turn out to be his final Indianapolis 500 championship. And rest in peace, Bobby Unser. What a great icon. I just enjoyed so much watching him, his brother Al, and then his grandson, Al Jr., race in the Indianapolis 500. Brings back fond memories, and it's good to know that he passed away peacefully at his home in Albuquerque.
Yeah, not like I had explained to James, who works here. James, who works here, walked by, and I said, "Hey, did you know Bobby Unser just died?" He said, "What did he die of?" I said, "His chute didn't open." And he's like, "What?" I said, "Either that or the fact that he's 87."
Yeah, he was 87, and he was a fit 87, and that happens from time to time. So, Bobby Unser, rest in peace.
Yeah, 87, life well lived. That's a that's a good record. Hell, if I can get to 70, it's bonus. Then we'll all be lucky. But anyway, so yeah, I figured you'd have something to say about that right off the top. But for the people who are texting in, Randy meant to say sad about that. He did not mean to say glad about that. So
glad about what?
You said you accidentally said you were glad about Bobby Unser dying. You said, "Well, I'm glad about that."
I was glad about the way he passed away. He didn't suffer. He was a true champion, and he went out as a true champion.
Gotcha.
And he passed away of normal causes. So
I'm just
very
saying,
happy to hear he didn't suffer.
For the people who are texting in, maybe not listening intently, it sounded like you were like glad about this. Son of a bitch.
It wasn't.
He had it coming. He had it coming.
No, that's you, Jeffco. It's not me.
That is true. That is me. Anyway, so yes, the sad passing, not the glad passing of Bobby Unser.
Well, listen, he's going on to a better place, and the guy is, he doesn't have to worry about this world any longer. So I'm happy for him, and I'm happy he passed away. Natural causes. It wasn't cancer.
Right.
Wasn't dementia. Wasn't some crazy disease that sucked the life out of him.
That's
he went
right.
out on his own terms.
Here today, gone tomorrow. No fuss, no muss. Everything is bonus. So, all right. So, yeah, I think we figured out the technical problem.
I think so too.
Yeah, his name is Phil. 888-368-1580. No, actually, there were some computer issues, and we got that sorted out. Everything's fine. Everybody's fine. Everybody's like, "Well, what's going on here? Running late. Show's not on time. You guys have more technical difficulties up there than I've ever seen." Seriously, we haven't had technical difficulty in a long time.
Yeah, we haven't had one since last week. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the only ones. Other stations, boy, I've been like flipping through the other stations. I've heard long pieces of dead air and stuff, usually at night, but still, it happens. You know what?
Yeah,
I don't go where you work at night, circumcise mosquito, and slap the cheeseburger out of your hand. If Jagdog says,
that's it.
See, we're going to get to this. Maybe we should get to this now. Lakers have lost 3 in a row. They've lost 6 out of 7. The old guy, Eric, killed a few horses back in the day. But you, Phil, switching over to the Lakers as a fan, killed an entire team, a history of winning. Enjoy that play-in game, Placenta, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, playoff game, I don't think there's going to be really any fear whatsoever. Even if they do make it to the playoff game format, they're probably going to have to lose 3 games, I believe, in order to 3 games in a row, not even 3 games in a row in order to be completely knocked out. I don't think any team wants to see the Lakers in the Western Conference, and especially if they have to go, that means that they're getting momentum. They're getting 3 games under their belt, then they're going to have to face the Phoenix Suns a lot earlier.
Or the Lakers are legit injured, something I never expected that would actually be a reality. And LeBron and his sore ankle Because you listen, this is the time where LeBron, resting or not resting, has to play.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they are in danger. The Lakers are in danger. Things are dangerous right now for them to maybe miss the playoffs. So now it's all hands on deck, and LeBron James was on deck for a moment until he wasn't because of his injuries and stuff. But here's the hypocrisy of LeBron James in basketball. Now, keep in mind, I've said this before, I do not like the man on a basketball court. I think everything he does off the court, I have a lot of respect for. But as far as him on the court, not so much. Well, here's the hypocrisy of LeBron James, the basketball player. So he went out and he was saying to somebody about the play-in tournament games. He's like, yeah, I don't like that. Whoever came up with that bleep needs to be fired.
Well, he wasn't saying that to somebody, Jeff Coe. He was saying that on television, his post-game interview.
Right. And now let's go back to this story here on the NBC Sports where he said that. The other one where he said this. There it is. LeBron James wants a play-in tournament for final NBA playoff berths. He said that back in March of 2020. So which one is it, LeBron James? You hate that bleep or you want that bleep? It seems like you are the one who was the creator of the play-in. So maybe your bleep should be fired.
Yeah, you know what? He's upset because he's in a position where he may have to face a play-in tournament. How embarrassing for one of the great basketball players of this generation. So he's got to come out and say something adverse about the play-in tournament, even though 2 years ago he said, hey, we need a play-in tournament. That'd be fun.
Because he never imagined he would be in one. That's why. He's like, well, that's a fun way to do stuff. Oh, we should do that like we did in college. Oh, I wasn't in college. Blah, blah, blah. Guess what, jackass? You got what you wanted. Now suck it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that because
Don't even try to defend LeBron James on this. You got nothing. 1 minute he's saying he wants it. The next minute he's saying he doesn't.
Well, 1 year.
I dare you,
He's
Phil.
saying he wants it.
I dare you.
The one context I think that could be a crevice, an avenue to slither through if I'm myself, and I am myself. I think LeBron James possibly wanted it to be there and wanted it to be an institution, and it was in a perfect world where they delayed the NBA season. They gave those who played in the bubble more time off or what have you. That's irrelevant. I think that matters, especially
not what he's thinking.
Whenever they're playing more games in a shorter amount of time.
It's not even on his mind.
I'm pretty sure that
he's just mad that he might have to be in one. That's the only real reason, and you know it. Be honest with yourself. Search your feelings, Luke. Search your feelings, Luke. You know I'm right. It's only because he now finds himself stuck in one that he even cares about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he cares about it a lot. I think that he's a historian of the NBA game.
Oh my God.
I think that he has a lot of appreciation for the NBA and what they do and what they offer.
Well, he's a fine scholar, isn't he, Randy? What a scholar LeBron James is.
Yeah,
LeBron James has a very deep and depth history of the game in his mind. He has a deep
because he's old.
Yes, he is old. He is old for an NBA player.
Hi, I'm LeBron James. I'll show you how to flop like a champ in my masterclass. You just pay $99 to the link below. That's what he's going to do. He's going to teach acting. That's what he'll do. Because that's all it is.
Hey, I think a lot of people, if they could swap out to be that old man who's going to be even sitting out here in a couple days with that ankle that you kept telling me and berating me, saying it was a fake
thought
injury.
It was fake.
No, man, I told you. He's the type of player and type of guy, especially for 20 consecutive games. He doesn't take games off. That's something that I think a lot of people would have urged him to do earlier in his career. I think that's something that he should have done, but he hadn't and he hasn't. And this what shows that it's a real injury.
You know what, Phil? Don't go on the air after you come back and go into a post-game press conference after a loss that you did not sink the winning game shot, and don't go on there and say the following statement. Well, I'm not 100% yet, and my ankle's still bothering. Give me a break. If you're a leader on the team for the Los Angeles Lakers, go in there and just say, I didn't execute, I didn't make the shot, and that's all there is to even be said. He doesn't need to go in there. Well, I'm not 100%. Oh, cry me a damn river.
Do you want honesty in sports, or do you want them to just go out there and
honesty?
And
I want him to be a leader that he wants. I want him to be a leader like he says he is. It was on me. I didn't make the shot. I didn't execute. Period.
Tell me,
Don't
Jeffrey.
Go, I gotta. My ankle is sore. I'm not 100%.
Jeffrey, whenever you heard those post game interviews with Andrew Luck, Were they riveting, must hear? Just you know what? I asked them. I just it's all on me. When you knew Andrew Luck was the only good thing on that team, or at least on that offense.
I'm not 100%.
I never saw Andrew Luck be anything other than a good leader and a good locker room guy.
God.
I never saw him do anything like what LeBron James just did. And Randy's right. You man up, and say, listen. If you want to say, yeah, I didn't play as well as I hoped I would. My turns out my ankle is not ready. So, I mean, we'll just try to be ready for the next one. That's all he needed to say. All the rest of the stuff he said was just a lot more excuses and wah. That's it. I can't respect that any more than Randy can.
Whether he was 100% or not, it's time of season. He should be out there playing. He can't play. He's injured. Everybody knows he's injured. LeBron, you don't have to go on and say, well, I'm not 100%.
Or this is classic misdirection. Maybe he really is okay, and he did that on purpose so everybody would believe he was really. I don't know. It seems like this is the time of the year, though. He needs to be playing at 100%. And here's the other thing, Phil. One of the reasons Randy and I are so about that little press conference was because back in the day, not too far back in the day, people played through it. They did everything they could. They gave their heart and their soul. And if they failed, they did not blame their injuries. They did not blame the structure of a play-in or the structure of the playoffs. They played their hearts out. If they failed, they says, damn it, we didn't do what we hoped we could do. We'll see you. We'll be better like next time. And there wasn't all this other stuff that he goes into.
What day and era was that? More specific.
Well, I mean, like 15 years ago, even
15 years ago. So we're talking
years ago.
2005. I think that there are a couple people that made excuses. Now there were some. Such as, let me think, 2005.
And I'll show you the transition between real men and what you guys call yourself today.
Let's see. I think back then we had, that was somewhat more recent. I'll look it up. I'll look it up and see if I can find some injuries, some grievous injuries.
What does that have to do with anything? What does the grievous injuries have to do with it?
I think that this is a part of sports.
A sore ankle is not a grievous injury.
I mean, if you look up and down,
people have played hurt. People have played broken. People have played their hearts out no matter what. And if they couldn't, then they didn't make excuses for it the way LeBron does.
I don't know. There are a lot of people that made a lot of excuses. Look at Charles Barkley whenever he was in the Rockets uniform.
He had every right to be mad at Weight Watchers. That's all I'm saying. 888-368-1580. Circumcised Mosquito says, the morning show never has technical difficulties. That's BS. You're just not up early enough to hear them. Lefiori Roja says, hey guys, Phoenix Rising beat San Diego on Friday, 4-1. And on opening night,
we go.
Wild Horse Field.
Yeah, there we go. You got to like that.
It was terrible preseason, but man, we kicked booty. Nice. LL Cool Bean says, rest in peace, Mr. Unster. Had used to Phoenix as he owned a Chevy dealership in Avondale 40 years ago.
Did. Yeah, he did several years ago. Yeah.
Kyle G says, guys, I've been looking at it, and I think the Suns have a shot at the finals. Big odds. I think the gambler should put some money on them. See, that's the thing.
Now that makes one of us.
Let's talk to Phil the gambler. Can Phil the gambler separate himself for his newfound hatred of the Suns?
So to make the finals, do I pick them over the Los Angeles Clippers? No. Over a fully healthy Los Angeles Lakers? No. Now that's in question, to be fair. And do I even pick them over somebody like the Utah Jazz, who will be at full strength come the postseason? No, I really don't. There's a reason why you're getting such tremendous odds at there. And yes, they are the number one overall seed, even in all of basketball.
Yep.
But they're the only team that you can point to that has wanted and played each game like it's their last. And kudos to them for it. Genuinely.
With no success.
No. There is success.
There's success? The Lakers?
No. I'm saying the Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix Suns are talking about the Lakers.
No. The Phoenix Suns are the lone team that have played each and every game as if it's their last, and they've wanted each and every game far more than their opponent.
More teams should do that, right?
Absolutely. And it is an accomplishment. Right. To get a number one seed in a lost season is something that you can look back on and say, hey, that was the turning point. But that doesn't mean that this is the year that it all comes together. I think it's a stepping stone.
Well, right now, our stepping stone is 7 wins out of 10. The last 10 games, your team is 7 losses out of 10. Phoenix now has 46 wins, 18 losses. That is a percentage of 7-1-9. And the Lakers They are 10 games back from the Phoenix Suns. 10 games back from the Phoenix Suns. And yes, you are right. Phoenix Suns are actually, I'm looking at, they're showing as the top of the entire league, but the Utah Jazz have the exact same record. How does Phoenix get the number one slot over them because of that?
They got the last 2 victories over them.
Gotcha.
That's in a series of 3, I think, this year. It depends. It's with the shortened season, it's a little murky. So I'd have to recheck that on how many games they played. But I know that they got the last 2, which should pose well for them.
All right. Well, listen, we got to take a break. We'll come back and we'll let you guys on the text line have to say and whatever the hell it is you want to say. And we'll do some other stuff. We're going to be talking about all that NFL draft stuff that happened over the weekend. And there's a lot of guys with a lot of grades, all the different networks, all the different pundits. I don't care about theirs. I care about yours. So we're going to see about how you feel about your team now that the NFL draft has been said and done. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide, and we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, when we're all working on our shows here at The Fanatic, we're totally focused and we don't want to worry about the other things. Like the technology that runs our station. That's where Affinity Technology comes in. They run all our IT so we can focus on what really matters, our business and our listeners. These guys handle literally everything. If it plugs in, they work with it. They've saved us tons of money and they've kept us focused on what really matters. Affinity Technology, they can do the same for you. Go to atechaz.com. Be sure and tell them I sent you. Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Felicia.
We're the hosts of the show, Drive Friendly.
With Steve's 40 years of experience, you're going to get the real insider information about the automotive industry. And I'll be interviewing local celebrities and experts so you can be informed and live your very best life.
Laugh and learn with Steve, Felicia, and the gang. You'll be smarter for listening. Drive Friendly, 10 a.m. Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the greatest spectacle in racing. Speed of 230 miles per hour.
200 laps, 500 miles.
Only one driver takes home the BorgWarner Trophy and gets the icy cold drink of milk in victory lane.
For 105 years, it has been a Memorial Day tradition. The Indianapolis 500. Hear it live, May 30th, on your home for the Indy 500. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Today, the Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. All right, I said you guys could have your say when it comes to what's going on with the Lakers, the Suns, and all of that. And we'll get to the NFL draft here in a little bit. But Aiton's Army, he's taking swings not just at Phil, but at me for some reason. He says, I'll leave this text here. Back when Jeffrey and Phil weren't believers, only Randy stayed true to the Suns. Well, I don't know about that. I've never been anti-Suns, but he says, Suns will have over 50 wins and be a top 5 in the West, top 5 team. I might not have agreed with you, initially on that. I think that might have even before Chris Paul showed up, or actually maybe it was we already knew about Chris Paul. I don't know. But yeah, I was surprised on how well the Suns are doing, but I've always been a believer. I've always been rooting for them. I may not have agreed with you on your win total, but that didn't mean I had a lack of belief in them. I have been standing strong and cheering on the Suns through dark and good times. Anytime somebody, remember, every time they said, all right, how many wins do you think, Jeffrey? I was always way higher than everybody else. So
that's true. That's true.
I do believe, but remind me if you got that in your memory, Aiton's Army, why don't you remind me exactly what I said? Maybe I was going for a lower win total, but I've always believed.
Look, I think that if you look at what I've said, I've been accurate thus far. I think that Chris Paul has crept up in the MVP
No, you
race.
said they were going to go down in flames, that the Lakers would be curb stomping everybody. So far, you were completely wrong about those two things.
Has the playoffs started yet?
Oh, so everything you've said has only to do with the playoffs.
Yes.
So according to Phil, the Suns will go down in flames and the Lakers are going to win it all.
If anything, there have been comments from you and Randy both saying that, oh, the 1 seed is kind of out of reach. And I said, well, hold on now. They've only got a couple games left here. And with the Jazz, they've got an upcoming game from them. I think that they can still take the number 1 seed. I've never maintained anything else other than saying that Chris Paul is playing at an MVP caliber level, especially to this team, and that the team will have a tremendously good regular season. That does not necessarily, nor has it ever historically in the NBA, always translated to postseason success.
We'll see you in the playoffs. We'll fight that out then. But I don't think that they're going to go down in flames. Yes, Aiton's Army, I got you. You're right. I think hater is a little bit strong. I did not like the CP3 edition because I had the misconception that he was not a good team guy. But early on, I think even like in the early days of preseason and the early season, I started to realize that I was wrong, and I admitted I was wrong about CP3. But I wasn't a hater. Stop saying I'm a hater, Aiton's Army. I'm going to call you Hater Army. That's what I'm going to call you. I'm going to change your name to the text line to Hater Army. How you like that one? Radio Ron says, yes, you were a Chris Paul naysayer when we got him. Yeah, I was for a minute, and I realized I was wrong. Listen, I get, I get wrong every now and then, and I admit when I'm wrong. I've never been shy from saying, whoop, I got that one wrong. And I did. I got it wrong, but I was never a hater. He says, Jeffrey, you were not convinced giving up Kelly Oubre and Ricky Rubio's worth getting an older Chris Paul. Lots of skepticism that was totally unwarranted. I don't know if it was unwarranted, but now history will prove you righter than me. It wasn't unwarranted. He's had a long history of the injuries and stuff. It was a fair concern.
Yeah, there's been a lot of times, even in the postseason, even during the regular season, he has had an injury history. That's not completely, he's pulling it out of nowhere. That's completely, that would have been my concerns too at the time.
My main mistake, Aiton's Army, was assuming that the guy who's constantly making faces and at the refs was the guy always. And that's where I was absolutely wrong. He's actually a hell of a leader in the locker room. He's leading by example on the court, and off court. He's an all around good guy. So I got him wrong. So I will admit to that. Moist One says NBA regular season does not matter. I love LeBron. Okay. Helaman Mike says a lot. He says, what was with the 4 minutes of dead air in the app and the tune in? Well, it was 4 minutes of dead air everywhere because we had a computer malfunction. It's all fixed now. Says, I remember Bobby Unser dominating one Indy and an Eagle powered by Offenhauser that looked like a wedge.
Yeah, it sure did. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Johnny Lightning special. Was it not the Johnny Lightning special?
Johnny Lightning.
Yeah.
There's a stripper name if I ever heard one.
Stripper name? That's a great texter name. Johnny Lightning.
Johnny Lightning.
One and the same.
You're very loud. Hela Ben Mike says, it's painfully obvious to me that we oldsters, that these modern players are nowhere near as tough as players in the past. Yeah, we've been down that road before. And I hate about that is it makes me sound so damn old when I make that argument. But it's just damn true.
No.
He says, remember when Maurice Lucas bitch slapped Daryl Dawkins in the 77 finals? Dawkins was so mad he tore a urinal off the wall after the game.
Wow.
That was back when men were men and urinals were scared.
Yeah.
Cheese Skulls Burner says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I officially grade the Arizona Cardinals draft as a, hold that thought. We're not talking about the draft just yet. We're going to get to it. I'm going to save your text. Moist One says, the Suns have played like a cohesive unit ever since they all shared the same Lady of the Night. Remember? They did what? Huh?
Remember, they all had.
Who was that?
No, it was Devin Booker had Kendall Jenner, I believe, and I think they still might be together. And then there
What was she? The Village Bicycle, or
well, not everybody on the team. I think there was one other person that
just one trainer? He's like, I'm new. Good Cat says, just tuning in. Did you guys talk about that crybaby douchebag LeBron and that phantom elbow from Stanley Johnson? LeBron's a flopping bitch who thinks he's fouled when somebody even just breathes on him wrong. No, we didn't talk about that part, but you just did. So thanks for that, Good Cat.
Yeah.
Cardinal Art says, listen, CP3 got game, but he and the Suns ain't done one a damn thing. May I have a brew, please, Randy? Yes, I just got off work. I tuned in instantly. Please hit me up with 2 brews, Randy.
Sure.
Been a Lakers fan since I could remember, born in LA, raised in LA, but you're making Lakers Nation look bad, Phil. You're just making us look bad.
How am I making us look bad?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I don't know how. If I'm touting everything and saying that we're just waiting for the playoffs, the current world champions, and knock us off our pedestal if we're wrong.
You know what I appreciate? You know what I appreciate was Aiton's Army and Chris Paul, and Radio Ron calling me out in a nice way. Nobody had to fight. Nobody was name calling. And they just reminded me of my stance earlier on. See, this is what I like about the people who text into this show. There's no screaming or name calling or,
saying LeBron James.
Shut up, idiot. I'm sorry. There's no name calling. There's no negativeness. And way to go, jerk face. You completely took me off my whole train of thought.
Wow.
Sorry. Anyways, what was it? Oh, we're all friendly here. 888-368-1580. Baker's Cocky Hens says Browns. Oh, wait. Hold that thought. We're still talking basketball here for a second. I promise to get back to you. Aiton's Army says LeBron's a bigger baby than Glenn Davis. Now that is true.
Yeah.
We can agree on that all day, Aiton's Army. Chief Skulls Burner says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Yeah, I already said, I'm sorry. Papa Mike says, I thought the Suns were 3-0 against the Jazz this season.
I know that they won the last 2. I'd have to check on the other one. I'll look right now.
Yeah, don't question Papa Mike, his accuracy. He's usually right and frightening. Large Mars says, why does Phil defend douchebaggery with so much passion? That island's going to get lonely, little buddy.
Douchebaggery. Again, I think at the very
I'm
least,
talking on the basketball
I was
level.
going to say at least refine it or specify it to the basketball court because what
I
he's done.
did. I think that we all agree. We're only talking about basketball right now.
I don't know that we've all agreed on that. A lot of people have taken it
I've
off the court.
I've said they've agreed, and so they've agreed. I speak for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you are right. The Phoenix Suns have swept the 3-game series that they had with the Jazz. Thus, the tiebreaker automatically goes to them.
Hooray! Mr. Pringle says LeBron has a deep depth and understanding of NBA history. Phil, you suck. A-Wings 22 says that excuse from LeBron referenced by Randy is why the comparisons to Jordan are absolutely worthless. Hear, hear.
Okay.
Tuck says, actually, guys, the morning show has a lot more problems than technical difficulties. They got Bruce Jacobs. Okay, now that ain't right. Chief Skull, I keep seeing your thing and I keep wanting to read your thing, but I can't read your thing yet. It's my fault. It's not your fault. Let's see. Kyle G says, the main problem with NBA players is they have too much power. Old school players had a tougher mentality, went tougher coaches, lower pay, actual defense. It's this Kawhi era of player, the rest thing that it's affecting the league.
I'm sorry. Do you want to see your star athletes play for longer and better for throughout their career, or do you want to just see them all go out in a blaze of glory?
No, I just want to see them play.
I like to see them all just be men. Cardinal Art says, how about my 3-shot, Randy? 3-shot? Oh, he wants 3 beers. You had 3 beers for Cardinal Art, please.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. There you go. Let me give you another one here. Hang on. There's another one.
Average Joe says the name calling and idiocracy call outs don't apply to Phil, right? You guys are cool, though. Nah, come on. Be nicer to Phil unless he really deserves it. Moist One says the ultimate slump buster, maybe. He sent me a picture of the girl. Ooh. Okay, thanks for that, Moist One. Fifth Letter says, I'm a diehard fan for all my teams. My Lakers are in trouble, and I blame LeBron. He's a crybaby, like we all know. His political views brought nothing but tension to the locker. Well, hold on. Time out there. What political views? I've only ever heard him talk about racial equality. So I don't think I'm going to be on board with you saying it's a political view to say, hey, all, let's not be racist. He says, not to mention the cops union calling for an investigation on. Okay, again,
What on God's green?
now you are off. You're in an area, fifth letter. I can't go, but I'm going to try to go on with you here. The own city he plays in is calling for an investigation. Okay, I have not seen any of this. Send some links. Says, I'm not in panic mode yet. We're the Lakers and we know how to win come playoff time. But LeBron needs to man up and get his head out of his keister. Like it or not, you got to give the Suns their credit. Shocking the whole league with this regular season success. Only concern you Suns fans should have is the lack of experience of postseason. But without their playing, there's no reason they can't end up in the Western Conference Finals.
Thank you very much, Fifth Letter. Yeah.
Fifth Letter, I know you feel that way, but I'm never going to agree with you as much as I don't like LeBron, that racism is not a political issue. I'm sorry, it's just not. And police brutality and murder of black men all over this country and women, that is not a political issue. That's a people issue. You got on here. I'm not going to let you combine those two. Baker's Cocky Hen says Kendall Jenner has never lost.
almost went the full way.
That is pretty funny. I like how you worded that, but I can't read that. Let's see here. Sometimes I do wish we
could be unfiltered.
After dark.
Yeah, a little after dark action.
We should get a paywall one of these days.
Good Cat says, why do you keep looking at Chief Skull's thing? Because this thing keeps popping up. I can't help but see it on the screen. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gents. Randy, can I get a cold St. Pauli girl and a Boomer Sooner, please?
I will absolutely do that. A Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner.
So he's 4 drinks in now. He's 4 drinks in.
Oh, there we go.
Dram Shop Act is going to start to apply to us if he gets too liquored up. Take it easy there, Boomer. Take it easy.
All right.
Let's see. Screaming Eagle. Hey, there he is. Says, happy Monday, Blender. Hope you all had a nice weekend. Listen, don't do that, Phil. If we're going to do that, Randy, get us an not that horrible sound that you play for Cougars, but can you get us... Can I get an actual eagle screech sound effect for when Screaming Eagle actually does text in?
Yeah, man.
But don't ever make that.
So in the meantime,
cougar sounding.
I'll keep the sounder in my mouth going.
The faster, the better, so we can get that out of his mouth. He says, I don't know what to make of the draft. All right, buddy. Hold that thought. We're going to talk about the draft here in a little bit. I don't want to get ahead of us. Large Mars says, trust us, Phil. It's not just basketball. You got a bad case of HTS.
What on earth is HS?
Human target syndrome. You bring it on yourself, buddy.
Oh.
You bring it on yourself.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. So I'm looking at all the standings here, and let me ask you, how realistic is it? You say the Lakers have to lose 3 in a row. Is there 3 in a row? Is there 3 games left? 4? How many games are left?
It depends on each team, but there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10 for each team.
So if they lose 3 of those games, they're out of the playoffs.
They're not out of the playoffs, and I
That's
never
what
even
you just
said.
said.
I said they're out of the assured.
So then they'd
playoff
have
time.
to be in a
Then
playoff.
they'd have to be in the playoff tournament. Oh, and what I meant was
What the hell was that?
Once they're
sorry, my bad.
Is that an eagle?
That was a baby eagle.
Yeah. I think that they'd have to lose 3 in a row if they're the 7th seed going into the playoff tournaments. Then they have to lose 3 games in a row in order to be knocked out of the playoffs. That's how that would work. So until then, I don't know. Because they're right now they're tied for 5th with I believe Portland and the Mavericks. I want to say are the other 3 teams tied
In your division, you are in 3rd. On
looks at the division.
Well, I've got both. So, and I'm not looking at the West. I'm looking at the total standings. So I don't see the West standings. I see total and Pacific. So you can look that up and let us know. Senior Wake and Bake says, read all about it. Suns make half decent run for postseason. In the same breath, Phil remains full-size douchebag. Read all about it.
Yeah, well, great. I have an ownership stake in a newspaper these days. Way to go.
I miss newspapers. Yeah, because then I could roll it up and beat the hell out of you with it, and it wouldn't leave a mark. Boomer Sooner says, wait, what? This is my first text today. I'm not drinking yet. I must have combined 2 screens at the same time. Sorry about that, Boomer Sooner.
Yeah.
Average Joe says, LeBron backed China during the exhibition games. So, yeah, and the cops have asked the NBA to investigate his tweets threatening the cop who shot the kid. I don't remember seeing, I said that I remember seeing a tweet where he said he was looking for accountability. I don't know that it meant he was looking for like vigilantes.
Essentially, he tweeted out a picture of the guy who shot a kid who was holding a knife, and he said accountability. And a lot of people took it as a threat that he was threatening that because he said you're next. And
he put a target on the police officer's head and said, "You're next."
Okay, well now I get it, because
And then
originally I thought it was just he said you're next because they just convicted that Chauvin guy, and so now this guy, and he was looking for accountability. I didn't see the photograph. Okay, that's bad. All right, I got it with you guys. That is bad.
He deleted it quickly after that.
Yes, and he
I think he probably realized what that was and it got rid of it. I don't think he was actually calling for violence, was he?
He got a lot of backlash from friends and colleagues, and he took it down.
Okay, well now I see that part of it. That I don't like that either. So fifth letter says, Jeffrey, you're absolutely right. I could have worded that a little bit better. But with that said, I'm still calling for the Lakers versus Suns in the Western Conference Finals. Well, I'll tell you what, that'll make this show off the hook. I'll tell you, that would be the best possible scenario for us. Cardinal Art, because we would definitely win. Cardinal Art
tattoo bed
says Suns want to make a run in the playoffs. Don't have a solid big man or defensive perimeter player. And by the way, we're going to need a weather forecast report, Randy, and a strong shot of your finest whiskey. I'll tell you what. Give him his whiskey now. We'll get that weather when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now, you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
AZ Preps is a 2-hour in-depth look at the Arizona Prep sports scene. Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Covering all aspects of the Arizona Interscholastic Association. AZ Preps 365 focuses on all Arizona high school sports, student athletes, news, and notes from around Arizona. Join your host, Jose Garcia, Brett Quintine, and James Mello as they cover the prep sports scene from A to Z. AZ Preps 365, Saturday mornings from 8 to 10 on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Thank goodness it seems like the worst is over, but is your business back to pre-COVID numbers? Hi, Bruce Jacobs here to invite you to take advantage of a great opportunity to promote that you are open and ready to serve with our affordable Open for Business advertising package. You'll only spend hundreds, but reach thousands of potential new customers. Just go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on the link for Open for Business package. This offer will not last long. The Open for Business package on 1580 The Fanatic. Now let's all get back to business.
8 Presents Terrifying Jobs.
All right, take 2. Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown rider. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked off.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by AHOC and this station.
The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. You can hear us on 99.3 FM, 95.9 FM in the East Valley, always at 1580thefanatic.com. And let me just remind you guys something. I have said this all along. I am probably one of the very few, and well, I guess we on this show are probably the very few sports hosts or really talk show hosts in the entire Valley who will admit when we are wrong. And I was wrong about old CP3. And I admitted that earlier on. So that's why I kind of just forgot that I ever doubted him. So I apologize for that. And yes, I was wrong.
Good for you, Jeffco.
That's right. You just, you got to be honest about these things. So, Randy, are you ready to do a weather report? Fill us in on what's going on out there?
Well, of course I am. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Welcome to summertime in the Valley. Temperatures will start to soar and soar. When I say soar, I mean upper 90s, 93 tomorrow. We should get up to 91 today. Currently 90 in downtown Phoenix, 90 out in Scottsdale. Wednesday, we're looking for 99. I'm thinking probably triple digits Wednesday and Thursday.
That's the day, huh?
Friday, 97. Saturday, 95. A bit of a cooling trend for a day or so early next week with the mid 80s for the high on Monday. But again, it's about 90 degrees, sunshine, some light winds, going to be breezy the next few days. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Thank you, Randy. So let me ask you something real fast because I may or may not have been.
Is this meteorological stuff? Or
yes.
What is, okay.
Yeah,
Right,
I may not have been
ready.
following as closely as I should.
All right.
Have we already had our 100-degree day?
We were very, very, very close. It all determines on what the actual reading was at the National Weather Service station located at Sky Harbor. But I believe we were very close. I don't know if we actually hit 100. I'm looking that information up right now.
Might have been some unofficial, but we're still waiting to hear the official word on whether or not we've had our first 100-degree day.
Correct. That is correct.
All right. Well, keep us up to date on that. But yeah, so if not already, it will happen on a Wednesday. 888-368-1580. Bruno Baller says if the Suns should end up with the number one seed, the only way the Lakers and the Suns can meet in the conference finals is if the Lakers don't end up with the fourth or fifth or eighth seed, if I'm figuring that out right.
Yes, depending on where they go. And even then, there would have to be a weird jockeying of position for the Lakers. They'd have to lose a game and then win a game, and then it'd still have to mean that the Suns were in the number one spot. It's weird, but yes.
What I like right now is that I imagine that Coach Monty Williams is sitting there and he's thinking, okay, everything I know about basketball, I have a choice. My choice is keep going after every game like it's the last game. Keep going after every game like it's a playoff atmosphere. Keep going for that number one seed. Let's play our hearts out. Now, the Warriors have been down this road before when they were trying to break records for record wins in a season. And they broke all those records, and then they got tired and fizzled out in the playoffs and the finals. So I know Monty Williams has got to be sitting there thinking, okay, so should I start to rest some of these guys? If nobody else, maybe Chris Paul, or do I just, is that wrong? Is that going to break our rhythm? Which way should he go? Should he start to rest some of these guys and prepare them for the playoffs? Or should he just keep going head full of steam, like there is no tomorrow?
If you're asking me, I think that he should definitely be resting somebody like Chris Paul, again, because of his injury history. You just want to do everything in your power to prevent that from happening. If the Suns lose in the playoffs, have it be any other reason than injury. That is really number one concern for the Phoenix Suns and ensuring that they're on a good trajectory this year and for years going forward. That you would hate to see all this wasted potential of such a great season for the Suns, for the Phoenix Suns, and for the Phoenix Valley. You would hate to see it all go down the drain just because their number one leader goes down due to injury off of something that could have been rested away.
6 games left for the Suns, potentially 8 games if they have to play that back-to-back against San Antonio.
The fact we don't know that yet really bothers me. That should have already been figured out and decided. Why are we still in a holding pattern on makeup games?
I think they're trying to determine whether or not it means anything for either team.
Right.
Because if it's not going to matter, why give the Suns an extra back-to-back where they'll be resting people, and the Spurs won't probably play anybody either, because what does it matter to them?
So they have a back-to-back. The next two games are a back-to-back, the 4th and the 5th. They play Cleveland, and then the next night they play Atlanta. Both of them on the road. That's going to be extremely difficult. And then they play everything else is like an every other day. They play on the 7th, the 9th, the 11th, 13th, 15th, and 16th potentially.
I see they got the Knicks. The Knicks are going to be on fire gunning for them. That's going to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, but the Knicks game is here in Phoenix.
What horrible team is at ALAL? Wow. What's a Lao?
Los Angeles Lakers.
I think that's maybe a tune-up game for the playoffs.
Immediate win.
That's what that is.
888-368-1580. Hold on. The whole thing moved. Helaman Mike says, I like the antelope kill call. A true sound of the wild.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see. All you got to do is go up near Prescott. You'll hear it all the time.
I don't think anybody's hearing that up in Prescott. I don't think that's good for you.
You go.
There are barren parts of the forest because of just how mighty and vicious those lows are.
If I heard that, I'd leave. I'd leave town. I wouldn't even hang around for that.
That's the thing to do. Yeah.
Let's see. Good Cat says, Randy, can I get 2 shots? Angels Envy Whiskey, neat, and a GCU Antelope Kill Call. Guys, you're gonna tear up his throat. What's wrong?
And what's with this? I thought we had restricted the bar to 1 shot. Everybody's now asking for, hey, can I get 7 shots of proper?
It's Angels Envy. Yeah, you can't just have one.
Okay, let me worry about the Dram Shop Act. Okay, you just keep pouring them if you have to. Well, Randy's got it. Mr. Pringle says, is it a man card violation to drink too much Jim Beam on the beach in San Diego and then constantly drop your britches in public?
Well.
Why do you ask?
Oddly specific.
Yeah. No, I'm sure it's a misdemeanor. I probably might end up as a sex offender for that. I think that you might end up with those sorts of issues, but
could turn into a felony.
Yeah. Man card violation. No. Violation. Yeah. Screaming Eagle. I already hit you on that. Oh, no, I said I'd wait on you for that one. Sorry about that. Let's see. Prison Wallet says, you guys are the best. Thank you for sometimes giving me 3 full hours of entertainment.
Well, thank you.
Sometimes part of the show sucks and the rest of the time is okay.
Maybe he's just accounting in for technical difficulties.
Okay. Baker's Cocky Hen says, don't forget to read my draft text. I will not forget. I will. And then I'll read your Major League Baseball one a little bit later too. Papa Mike says, all right, officially official as far as Papa Mike is concerned, 99 was the official hottest day so far.
Yeah, I was looking it up and we have not reached 100 yet. We've not broken the 100 barrier yet.
Boomer Sooner says, it's actually nice not to hear Phil that much. Continue to shut up, Phil.
Yikes. Very well done.
888-368-1580. And all right, I think we've probably talked enough about the Phoenix Suns. So let's take a moment before we do move on. The Diamondbacks been playing fairly decent ball lately. I need a pronunciation check on this. Is it Vogt? V-O-G-T? Is it Vogt?
I believe it's Vogt.
Stefan Vogt? Vogt?
Yeah, go vote.
All right, go vote. Everybody remember to vote. Stefan Vogt, he had a nice triple there, and now the Diamondbacks have an 8-4 win over the Rockies. And that was nice to see a win for the Diamondbacks. I don't think they're in any better shape than they were before, but again, just good to see those wins.
Won the series, but
and it was good that you win the series against the Rockies. That is your competition this year. Basically, you're not going to be able in the National League West. That is
They're
who
not
you're
going to be in
competing
contention.
That's what he's saying.
See, because he's so fast to want to argue with
I know.
me, he's got to jump in there and not hear what I'm saying.
Leasing,
the
Linda.
Rockies
Leasing.
are your competition this year
because you suck the same.
It might be the San Francisco Giants as the season goes on. Now, big hit for the Dodgers with their pitcher, what's his name, May or Wright or May Wright
Dustin
or
May.
Dustin May went down. He's going to need Tommy John surgery. That's going to be a blow to the Dodgers, which is going to put them a pitcher down against the San Diego Padres, who, by the way, are not just running away with things. The Dodgers clearly right now are the class of the National League West.
There you go. 888-368-1580. And let's talk about the Coyotes for a moment.
No.
Yeah, they were able to charge on the Golden Knights, and they came from behind, and then they lost. So
I don't want to talk about my Coyotes.
All right, now I know they're not completely out of the playoffs yet, but
might as well be.
Well, I mean, come on now, come on.
Might as well be.
You don't know that. How many games left? How many games do they have to give or get to have them in the playoffs? Because I don't want to give up on these guys yet. They're playing a couple games against the Kings. They're playing today and I believe tomorrow. Maybe
4 games. Quattro.
Oh, well, that's right. The first 2 are here and the next 2 are there.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a series with the Kings. Are they dead or are we still got a chance?
No, actually, they got. I'm sorry, they got 2 games against the Kings, and then they've got 2 games against the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm confused. So you're saying there's only 4 games left: 2 against the Kings, 2 against the Sharks.
Correct.
Are all of them here?
No, the Kings are here, and then they go and end the season in San Jose.
All right,
Yeah.
so the homestand is the last games for the Coyotes this season at home, and then they'll finish things up against the San Jose. All right, so how many of these games can they win or lose? What has to happen? What's the formula? What gets them into at least the lowest rung of the playoffs?
They've got to win all 4 games. There's no ifs, ands, or buts to have even a chance, and I don't even think they have a chance at this point. They have to beat Los Angeles twice and San Jose twice. There's no other way for them to even be considered. And they lost some crucial games, including just April 26th, they lost to San Jose, and again on the 28th, when they should have won that game. San Jose is behind you in the standings. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
They lost some very crucial games down the stretch. If they would have beaten some of these guys, maybe taken one from Vegas in the second week of April, maybe snuck one from Minnesota, you win both games against San Jose. This team is very, very lackadaisical right now, and they're not playing inspired hockey. So it's just I don't want to talk about it.
All right, but I don't want to talk about it either. So
Yeah,
let's
just
go back
move-
to talking
move
about the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
A couple of milestones.
right.
Vogt, when he hit that triple, it was the 500th hit of his career, and he's like,
Okay.
he's like, I know it wasn't a big number, but it was a big number for me. He says, I never
Sure.
thought I'd even get one Major League Baseball hit, much less 500. 'cause,
Yeah.
you know, I remember back in the day when they were looking at him, they weren't sure.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Torey Lovello, he got his 300th win. So for the
Well,
Diamondbacks.
Yeah, neato.
It's a nice thing. What are you talking? Don't be.
Yeah.
Listen, I get why you're negative about the Coyotes, but the Diamondbacks are playing better than expected. Whether it's an easier schedule, I don't care what it is. Can't we just be happy about something?
Okay, I'm happy. We beat the Rockies. It's going to be a long summer, ladies and gentlemen, for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Their pitching shows some potential, but let's face it, they don't have the pitching to compete in the National League West. The Dodgers are the team to beat. Then you've got the Padres. The Giants are having a breakout season. When you start playing those guys, you've got 19 games against all 3 of those teams. You're going to start to see the losses rack up. So, I'm glad we take on the Marlins next tomorrow night. We'll have to see how this team. Yeah.
I hear you, man. All right, listen.
I want to believe.
The next hour, we will start and keep going until we're done talking about nothing but the NFL draft. How did your team do? I know Friday we asked you how you thought they were doing after the first round. Now, having looked at your team's draft in its entirety, how did they do? Give them a grade on the A through F scale. We'll be back right after this, hour 2 of the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now, my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide, and we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority you.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now, my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide, and we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority you.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
I'm Cisco Miranda, owner of Miranda Delivery Service. As a business owner, my job is to provide the best quality service for our customers. Affinity Technology helped us reinvent our business processes, using technology to make us more efficient. I didn't know I needed technology consulting, but my ROI has been off the charts. Affinity Technology has saved us more than 80 man-hours a week and has helped me get back to what I do best, focus on my customers. Visit atechaz.com, that's atechaz.com, and see how better technology processes can help your small business.
Thank goodness it seems like the worst is over, but is your business back to pre-COVID numbers? Hi, Bruce Jacobs here to invite you to take advantage of a great opportunity to promote that you are open and ready to serve. With our affordable Open for Business advertising package, you'll only spend hundreds but reach thousands of potential new customers. Just go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on the link for Open for Business package. This offer will not last long. The Open for Business package on 1580 The Fanatic. Now let's all get back to business.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
And earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to phoenixraceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer. KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Filthy Phil in there pushing the buttons in the control room, and you guys are on the Summit Mail Medical Text line, 888-368-1580, as we all broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studio. All right, I had promised we will talk about the NFL draft. I know we got caught up talking about the Suns and the Diamondbacks and the Coyotes in the last hour, but now, yes, the moment you've all been waiting for, we're going to talk about the draft and how you think your team did. So that's the question right now on the text line, 888-368-1580. Give your team a draft grade. Now, I was saying this before, when you go through the different, sports websites and the TV and whatever, and they're giving draft grades, all of them are all over the road. They're all different. I looked at the ESPN versus, say, the Sporting News, and where they gave the Sporting News gave Cardinals a C, but then the ESPN gave the Cardinals a B minus. And all right, that's kind of close, but I think that the one thing that is universal, where one will give you an A, the next will give you a D. Whenever they don't really know what to do, they give you a B because they don't know what to do. Like, man, this guy's all right, he's a B. So when they're all different, I want to hear from you guys. Okay. I want to hear from the super fans. I want to hear from Randy, and I want to hear from Phil. And I want to hear from me about my team, but I want to hear about you from your team. So 888-368-1580. So Randy, I'll start with you. Got a text message from you over the weekend. You ain't too happy about the draft with the Cardinals.
You know, I was very excited about the first pick. We had Zaven Collins out of Tulsa. He's a 6'5" linebacker, very athletic.
Whoa.
Guy
Can I just stop you there? You weren't excited. You got upset. You were mad as hell at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Oh, no,
but
that was Friday. You were mad about Rondale Moore.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Can I finish now? Oh, okay.
I said I was sorry.
He could be an edge rusher. He can also cover the running backs out of the backfield. I think this is going to be a guy that's going to plug in and be a tremendous asset right away. Rondale Moore, no, thank you. Another undersized wide receiver. I don't understand what the hell Steve Keim has for undersized wide receivers. Guys out of, he's got blazing speed, but how's that help you? Please tell me how that helps you.
You can only have so many special teams guys.
And we had just a few needs on this team. One of them was a quarterback. So we wait until the fourth round and make a trade to go up and get Marco Wilson from Florida.
Well, keep in mind,
couldn't we have got a cornerback in the second round?
Well, he was your third pick. You didn't have a pick to go. You had to go up. No, that was Marco Wilson was the third pick.
They were missing a third
round
and
four.
fourth.
Right. Yeah, because we don't need a round 3 pick because we have DeAndre Hopkins.
So Marco Wilson, by the way, do you remember we talked about him in the past when he was in college? He was a Florida cornerback, and he throws a shoe that belonged to an LSU player. Now I thought it was kind of garbage. He wasn't throwing it maliciously. He was just here's the shoe, and he was
celebrating.
But he was also get this out of here. He didn't hurt nobody. There was no harm done by that. But it cost them dearly. They got the field goal and it cost them the game. Now, that said, he did say, listen, I learned in that moment. It was a lesson in self-control. And I'm going to make sure I take that with me into the NFL. You can't be the reason that your team loses because you're being an idiot doing something silly. So Steve Keim says, okay, I think this guy has learned his lesson. Everything's fine. So, but let's go to the player himself as a talent. Is it just the shoe throwing thing that you're worried about, or are you worried about his skill as a cornerback?
I think the guy is an above average cornerback. He's nothing special. And why we wasted a trade with some draft assets to go and pick up room in the fourth to go pick up Marco Wilson. If we needed a cornerback, an elite cornerback, what the hell are we doing in round 2? Can I ask that question? If we needed a cornerback that bad, why are we picking up Rondale Moore, who clearly could have fallen to the third or fourth round? We didn't need him on the team. We needed a cornerback. So we wait till the fourth round and we make a trade with the Chiefs and the Ravens to go get Marco Wilson.
Now,
it makes it sound this guy is some sort of super elite cornerback.
Well,
he's not. He's an above average cornerback.
I hear you. I hear you on that. But why take Rondale Moore when you could have got a more talented quarterback earlier? Well, one of the things, my wife is a very astute Cardinals fan, and she's also very smart in the ways of football. Don't test her. Don't doubt her. She knows what she's talking about. So I said, what the hell with Rondale Moore, another shorty, another guy that you won't be able to see downfield, another guy who is limited by whoever the cornerback is being taller than him. Huge mistake. And she says, I almost wonder if they're going to change his position because he looks and he runs like, and in college, they used him kind of like a running back. He's got huge legs. He's got lickety split speed.
He does. He does have tremendous speed.
He changes direction. I throw in your euphemism, and he's a really talented runner, more than maybe he would be as a receiver. So is it possible they're kind of looking at him going, a little position change, maybe get him back there as a running back or somebody who does some little flip plays or something? I don't know. Is it possible that the Cardinals are seeing Rondale Moore as something other than a wide receiver?
I mean, I can't say yes or no. I will say this. The guy jumped almost out of the building at his pro day. He jumped a 42.5-inch vertical jump, which is go ahead and try to jump up 42.5 inches.
Jumping up and doing that is one thing, but doing that at a full stride and run against a guy taller than you, that is going to be more of an equalizer.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Why are we getting another guy who, by the way, hasn't been as effective as he was in his freshman year? and he's been injury laden. What the hell? So I give the Cardinals overall. I give the car. I mean, the rest of these picks are, Wiggins, a safety out of Cincinnati, Michael Manette, center out of Penn State. Okay, just kind of filling gaps. They got Tay Gowan from Central Florida. Yeah, he's another cornerback. See, we waited to try to fill a hole that we needed till the later rounds because that's what we do. The rest of these guys will have to wait and see, but I am just perplexed. I give them a C-.
To answer your direct question, Jeffrey, I do think at best they're going to be using him as a gadget guy. Think of Tavon Austin in years past, where he never really directly lined up as a running back, but they might do a jet sweep here and there. I think he will be defined and line up more as a wide receiver than any time that he's a running back.
More gimmicky offense that doesn't work.
Absolutely.
Great.
More gimmicky offense.
So I don't mind the gimmicks, but taking the guy with your second pick for a gimmick, not probably the brightest use of that pick. And I got to agree with Randy. As an outsider for the Cardinals, you should have got a cornerback a little bit earlier on.
Now, look, this offseason, they did address it slightly. They do have a Robert Alford and they have Malcolm Butler. Remember, he was that undervalued signing that I found surprising. He signed at a much lower contract number. And like I told you before, I think he was too expensive in Tennessee with where he was at, but he was still an absolute provider at cornerback where he is. I think that if there's any upside to their 5th round cornerback selection, it's that hopefully they'll be able to groom him to where he'll be able to take the reins next year. But right now, I think that they're all right at cornerback. It's not like they were going to be able to, unless they spent that 1st round pick on a cornerback, be able to really upgrade. But I think that they're able to maybe get something down the line.
I mean, I respect what you're saying. That I think they could have upgraded in the 2nd round. I think there were a lot of guys on the board still left that they could have done. Surtain was still out there. He didn't go until the 2nd round.
No.
Surtain went
went in the first to my
the
team.
Broncos.
Okay. All right. There was somebody else I'm thinking of that was a quality cornerback that everybody was, slobbering over. We go out and pick up an undersized, mostly injured wide receiver, Rondell Moore from Purdue. I mean, I'm sure the guy was great, but why did we use our 2nd round pick on him? That's just my question.
All right. So, Randy, you gave him a C. Is that what you said?
C-.
C-. Well, NFL.com, probably the one I'm going to trust the most when it comes to draft grades.
Yeah.
Gave the Cardinals a B+ actually. So if that makes you feel better or not, I guess. Denver Broncos, Phil, how did you feel about your draft?
You know what? It's so hard because on the one hand, I do think we got one of the better talents in the draft with Patrick Surtain, but it's so much.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Marquise Spencer.
No, not Marquise Spencer. And I actually really enjoy their running back selection at number 2. I think that Melvin Gordon is going to be fine for maybe this year, maybe.
He's injury prone.
But he is injury prone. So they definitely needed another running back. And I really like his style. He's a bruiser, man. He is big, bulky, and he doesn't run that fast, but he still has that quickness and that agility to make that first gap miss with a running back. And I think he's such a big bruiser.
You can say big ass. He's a big ass guy.
He's a big ass bruiser back there. I love it. Out of North Carolina. I really enjoyed that pick. My biggest qualm about this though is that as great and as certain, because a lot of people have Surtain as the number 1 corner in this class. I know J.C. Horn was picked further up in the first guy, and when a lot of people did not think a defensive player was going to be picked in the top 10 whatsoever, I realized that J.C. Horn was picked above him, but a lot of people had Surtain ranked higher above him. I just don't know why the Broncos did not trade back, or if they felt like that was the best player. We more so than Randy, I feel like our team had a surplus of cornerbacks. That was the one position that we had locked down. We had addressed in the offseason, and we had even upgraded in the offseason. So to add more there, it doesn't work like that in the NFL. You need to sometimes plug in holes that maybe guys develop better. You have to trust your developmental team. So overall, what do I give them? I give them a C+. And I hope for the best, even though I do believe we got one of the top premier talents in the draft.
So, yeah, you're absolutely right about one thing. You should have traded back. If you're just going to take Patrick Surtain, you should have gotten some more picks because everybody thought and were right when they thought you should and would take Justin Fields right there. And there's no quarterbacks that have been picked up by the Denver Broncos. The coach over there says, now we're good with what we got. We got Teddy Bridgewater, we got Drew Lock, and we'll see which one of them wins the competition. And we're like, what? Okay. Not bright, but all right, fine. Now the NFL.com gave your Denver Broncos a B+. So it's funny how you and Randy are seeing things. I'll tell you how I see things very briefly, and then we'll get to your guys' texts, 888-368-1580 with the Colts. I just love the name Kwity Paye. And I just love the name and that's who we got in the second round, another defensive end. So we got a couple of defensive ends. The baffling thing to me, and there were still people you could go for. The baffling thing to me is why they didn't take a left tackle. That is where the need is.
Costanzo retiring this
Right.
offseason.
So I'm just baffled, but in Chris Ballard, I trust. I know he knows what he's doing, and he probably knew something about the guys in the board where he's like, yeah, no, not liking that. Going to go ahead and figure something else out. So I'll trust him, but I was very perplexed by that. And later on, taking a tight end I've never heard of, Kalen Granson, just some various things. And then later took Sam Ellinger from Texas. The quarterback, 6'3". Randy, your son threatened to kill me about that, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he said, if you hurt him, I'll kill you.
Oh boy. Oh,
Now,
boy.
originally when he said that, I mistook Ellinger for another guy, so I thought it was another shorty quarterback. And then when I took a look at him, he's actually, he's a big guy. But I don't know how enthused I'm supposed to be about Texas quarterback Sam Ellinger, because all you got Wentz, and then you got Jacob Eason, a guy with a cannon of an arm, but absolutely no control. And now, what do I have with Sam Ellinger? He's a big guy out of Texas, but is he any good? I didn't feel like he was anything exceptional.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a good quality second in the league. Maybe a career second backup quarterback. I don't see him as being a QB1. I don't know what his potential is. When I saw him play at Texas, he was okay. He was not one of the elite quarterbacks, I think, in the college football. He certainly wasn't a Justin Fields. He wasn't any of those guys. So, but he was good. I mean, he's above average. He's a solid guy. He's got a pretty decent arm. It doesn't really give the ball up too much. So, yeah, I think he's all right.
All right. Well, I guess as with Eason, we shall see. But here's the thing. I think Chris Ballard started getting bored. I think he did it, knocked it out of the park with Kwity Paye, pretty good with Deo Abendeo. But then it starts to kind of slip, right? It's like, all right, I'm fine with Sean Davis, the safety from Florida. Sure. I guess I'm okay with Ellinger. But then those next two picks, I think his mind was elsewhere, because I think he saw Charleston wide receiver Mike Strachan and thought it said Michael Strahan. So he thought he took Michael Strahan. And then I think he was hungry when he took Will Fries from Penn State. So, I think that he just sort of, I don't know, needed a Snickers bar or something. I'm going to give a grade on a curve.
This is so funny. What grade are you going to give him?
Well, I don't know how to average this out, but probably a B-, because I think the first day, amazing. And then it just sort of slid downhill after that. NFL.com goes day by day, and they gave him a grade of C+. I'm going to go even lower than that. I'd say that was a D. They just sort of fizzled out at the end of that. So I'm going to say C+ actually for the Colts. But see, that's just my understanding. Right. I got to trust Chris Ballard knows what he's doing. And I'm sure I can look back on this, what I've just said right now, and be like, oh, yeah, I knew Chris Ballard knew what he was doing, and change that.
Yeah, that's the fascinating thing about Chris Ballard. He's attained what the Seahawks had a couple years ago coming off the Super Bowl years, where remember that they drafted really well in the early stages of Pete Carroll's tenure there. And so they had built an entire Super Bowl roster out of 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round picks that really hit out of the park. And so Chris Ballard, since he's had such a reputation for hitting it out of the park, right, draft in, draft out, I think a lot of these moves would have been more criticized by any other manager in the NFL, but it's because it's Chris Ballard that they're saying, I guess we'll just go a B because he must be seeing something that we aren't.
Everybody's afraid to doubt
Yes.
him because in print, you can go back and go, see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough. 888-368-1580. I'm not terribly upset about the draft. I'm not horribly happy about it, but I think that goes for everybody. Everybody will say something similar. Let's go to the text line and see what you guys have to say. Chief Skull says, I officially grade the Arizona Cardinals draft as an F- because again, they decided to go after a linebacker instead of addressing more important needs, such as cornerback. And they take defensive linemen, which they have a plethora of. Steve Keim has proved to me he doesn't understand how to draft for this team.
Well, and I agree with you partially, but you can't pass up on this Zaven Collins. This guy is a freak of nature, 6'5", extremely athletic, super fast. He's great with his hands. He's a reliable linebacker, and so you need to shore up the linebacker core. You got to get somebody that can cover a back out of the damn backfield, and that's where the Cardinals fall short. But then here's where it starts to fall apart, in my opinion. Then we go to Rondale Moore. Again, the guy shows me absolutely nothing. He does not show me consistency. He does not show me he's an elite wide receiver. Why the hell did we get him? So I'm with you, but I don't think it's an F-. I think
it can't be an F-.
I think we addressed cornerback, but I don't know that it's the kind of cornerback we need. We're going to have to see the old shoe thrower. The guy certainly plays with passion. He certainly knows how to cover his position, but he does have some downfalls as well. I don't think it's an F-, but I mean, it's your opinion. So I respect that.
But guys, it can't be an F- whenever you address a direct need. Remember, Hassan Reddick did leave for the Carolina Panthers. And so they are low on linebackers. You got a tremendous linebacker in the draft. By definition, it cannot be any lower than a C-.
Guys, we got to take a break. When we come back, I'll get back to the Summit Mail Medical text line, and we'll see what the grades are from the super fans on their drafts. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Panera favorites are hot and ready to serve for dinner. Taste our creamy mac and cheese served in a crispy bread bowl, or the classic bacon turkey Bravo featuring our signature sauce. How about our new mouth-watering Chipotle chicken and bacon flatbread pizza? These and other favorites are waiting for you. Order dinner tonight for delivery or pickup, only at Panera. Availability and pricing may vary.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Thank goodness it seems like the worst is over, but is your business back to pre-COVID numbers? Hi, Bruce Jacobs here to invite you to take advantage of a great opportunity to promote that you are open and ready to serve with our affordable Open for Business advertising package. You'll only spend hundreds but reach thousands of potential new customers. Just go to 1580thefanatic.com, click the link for the Open for Business package. This offer will not last long. The Open for Business package on 1580 The Fanatic. Now let's all get back to business.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is now your exclusive home for the 6-time world champion
Indoor football leagues,
Arizona Rattlers.
Tune in to the Fanatic for all of the fast-paced, hard-hitting action.
Listen as the Arizona Rattlers vie for the playoffs and their 7th championship in team history. Arizona Rattlers football, exclusively on your new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Wait, you did the thing, but it wasn't on, was it? Yeah, don't do the thing if you don't have the thing. Oh, I see. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Stanley Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And I tell you what, hearing that Rattlers promo there, it does make me excited for the Rattlers season. We are going to air all their home games. The bummer, though, is they've got a bunch of away games first before they come back home and play here. So we'll get to hear the Rattlers on radio come June. So really looking forward to that here on 1580, The Fanatic. So Randy, not very thrilled with his draft. Phil, not completely thrilled, but, at peace, I think, with his draft. Is that a proper way of putting it there, Phil?
Yeah. Yes.
You've gotten zen-like on your draft.
Yeah, where I've just come to accept it because my post notes of the draft, everything that I hear is Carolina is still all in on Deshaun Watson and the Broncos are all in on Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean,
all in on something that may or not and probably won't happen is no way to do business, Phil.
May not and won't not are two different words. And I'm going to hinge on the may not.
Won't not.
And won't not, I don't believe
Yeah.
is a word.
You know what?
But I'm okay with it.
Yes.
Because I'm the guy who says funner is a word.
Absolutely.
And funnest. Fun, funner, funnest. I don't give a damn what you people think. 888-368-1580. Screaming Eagle says, I don't know what to make of this draft. I think the Colts did okay. Not sure about the Cardinals. Somewhat disappointed in my Broncos. Maybe we'll get Aaron Rodgers, though, huh?
I'm hoping so. I think, you know what we should also put out there? Who did the worst in the draft? For me, there's a runaway favorite. There's two, but there's one that just
Day one, I said Denver because you guys should have taken a quarterback.
Yeah.
And now as you sort of shake off what happened that day, you can say, okay, well, that wasn't a bad pick. That wasn't a bad, it was a draft from somebody who didn't realize they didn't have a quarterback. That's what you saw. If you had a solid quarterback, you probably say, all right, that's a pretty good draft.
Yeah.
But in reality, no, you kind of screwed one of those things up. Circumcised Mosquito says, hey, we're talking NFL. All right. Can we get Rosalie Michaels back on air? Her voice is so much better than Phil's. Oh, boy, do we miss her. Well, you know what? I got to reach out to her, and she would be a good person to talk to about this stuff. She's been on a lot of vacations and stuff lately.
It's the off season for her.
I'm sure she has to have some soft projections on what these rookies will do in their current roles.
She might have hard projections. I'm not going to tell her how to live her life.
Sure.
Box of Screws says, who took over, Randy? I'm used to rants and positivity. Stop being a wet blanket and cheer up, buddy.
Well, I would if my team did better. You
got to be
cannot
honest,
compete.
though, Randy. You were a bummer about your draft. You were a bummer about what's going on with the Diamondbacks. You were a bummer about what's happening with the Coyotes. You're kind of in a funk lately.
Well, the season's over for the Coyotes. They just did not play with any passion down the stretch. They needed to win some games. They couldn't seem to pull it off. Yeah, no goaltending, no defense.
It ain't over until it's over.
They got 4 games left, Jeffrey. I think
it's not over, man. It's not over. They don't have an E next to their name. Randy, they don't have an E next to their name.
All right.
Just saying. Well, don't get all mad.
I will do better.
I will do better.
Mr. Pringle says, I wouldn't short sell the Cardinals draft. Okay. King of Kitten says, hey, guys. Yes, it hit 99 earlier this month, and we got 99 Wednesday and 100 scheduled for Thursday with 98 for the weekend after next. But I think it's still possible we will not hit 100 until after mid-May.
Oh, that would be so delightful.
And the Coyotes might make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. Papa Mike says, Cardinals grade, give it a C. Looks a lot like last year, and that didn't work out so well, did it?
Well, again, if their linebacker core can really gel this year, maybe this is the final piece of their linebacker. I believe Isaiah Simmons still slotted for that inside linebacker role, one of the two inside linebacker roles, depending on the formation. I think that when and if they decide to deploy him and use him properly, even, I think that that's a tantalizing tandem that you have there.
Tantalizing tandem, Randy. How about that?
How about that?
Kyle G says, I'd give my Packers a B for the draft. Lots of O linemen and a couple of cornerbacks, good prospects, a couple of projects. Not a team with so many holes. So this is getting more players for future success. So now we just need Aaron Rodgers to RELAX.
The Packers are missing, though, some offensive line help. Of course, they lost their center, but they also are, they're somewhat thin on the tackle side of things. I think that that's the one thing that they did not address that they might feel even in later seasons, maybe give it 2 seasons, 3 seasons. But aside from that, I love their Amari Rodgers pick, and I like even their cornerback addresses.
You know, I just realized something. Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
I need you to stop hanging out with Kyle Shanahan.
Why?
I know you
Me?
enjoy his company, but I need you to stop hanging out with Kyle Shanahan.
Why?
Because the other day when he was like, I don't know if we'll all be alive next Sunday, let alone anytime. So I think maybe that's why you're kind of down. You're
blaming that on me?
I'm blaming that on Kyle Shanahan. He's been a bad influence on you. I think you probably need to stop hanging out with Kyle Shanahan.
You know, I don't actually hang out with Kyle Shanahan.
No more hanging out with Kyle Shanahan. Just promise me Randy White, will not hang out with Kyle Shanahan anymore.
Randy White, do not hang out with Kyle Shanahan.
You promise you won't hang out with him anymore.
Yeah, Randy, I'm with Jeffrey on this one. You really
I won't hang out with him any less because I don't hang out with Kyle Shanahan.
Bunch of his players, though, it was pretty funny. His phone was blowing up Sunday. A lot of the players in the team were texting him, calling him, saying, "Hey, coach, I'm alive. I just wanted you to know I am still alive. I'm okay. Just so you know, I'll be at the meeting." Good Cat says, since Phil said I can't have another shot, Randy, can I get a lemon lime Gatorade, 0 sugar, while I'm out on my 4-mile walk right now?
Wow.
Yes. Lemon lime. Now that's the best Gatorade flavor. I don't care what you say. The people that love blue Gatorade are just monsters.
All right. Well, now prepare for those texts. Good Cat says Cardinals get a C+ in this draft. Colts get a B-. I think that's generous on our Colts there.
Wow,
Good Cat.
Yeah. Wow.
He says, but then again, did the Colts need a ton this year? No, I say no. It's also a good point. But if you don't need a ton, maybe don't blow out a bunch of picks for stuff you really don't care about. Trade for future picks. Trade for something else. Try to get some value out of those picks that may end up being worthless to you, but mean something to somebody else.
Yeah, but you never know what you're going to get with those late round picks. I mean, how many times have we seen somebody, I referenced Tom Brady because that's the easiest one to think of, a late round pick, and look who he is. They didn't know that. Bill Belichick did not know that when he made that pick for the Patriots. He had no idea that, like San Francisco Giants, Jerry Rice was a 6th round pick. He was a 16th pick. Who am I thinking was a 6th round pick? It was a superstar. Anyway,
Shannon
there
Sharp
are
is a
these
late round pick.
there are these. Well, there you go. There are these diamonds in the rough that were found in the late rounds. You just don't know until they get on the field and start producing.
Yeah, it's a good point. You're absolutely right. Jagdog says 49ers. I said C+ last week when they got Lance and then paid way too much to get him. No clue what he's going to do, good or bad. We draft 2 running backs. And we already have 4 or 5 on the roster. We needed a higher ranked cornerback and settled for subpar talent. So now I give him a C- for all that.
I think you were right. I think you're right at C+. Keep in mind the running backs that they have under contract. I don't know what they were doing a couple off seasons ago. Those running backs, they're just playing tag. When one running back gets injured, then the next one comes in, and then they go and they get production out of all of them as a group for sure. But they need that running back depth because they all can't manage to stay healthy at the same time.
Yeah, the running back by committee is a new fad that a lot of teams are hitting rather than pay for premier talent. And there's few premier talent level guys out there. So it's probably wise on the behalf of most of these teams to start to do it that way. And let me just say the Colts were one of the first to do it. Jagdog, thank you for that, sir. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I go A for the Browns.
Oh, the Browns are phenomenal. If you look at their team on paper, I know we all hate that phrase, but on paper, they probably have one of, if not the best roster, no less than the top 3 best roster in NFL right now.
Here's what Baker's Cocky Hen says about this draft. He says Browns got the faster wide receiver in the draft in 3rd round. He's 5 inches taller than that Purdue guy, Randall Moore. Great draft overall. Browns definitely got better. That's good to hear somebody actually say they had a draft that good.
Yeah, I don't know how it's deniable by the Browns. They did phenomenal this draft. Love it.
Helaman Mike says, come on, guys. It's totally asinine to grade a draft immediately after the fact. You can only get someone accurate grade maybe 2 or 3 years later. I know that, Helaman Mike, but then you didn't hear what I say. You didn't hear what I said. I said how you feel about your team. This is an emotional response. Absolutely right. We won't know for sure anything about anybody until some games get played. This is more about seeing where the fan is in regards to their team, how they feel about that. Baby Got Dak says, hey guys, happy Monday. I am giving the Cowboys a solid B, not a B plus, not a B minus. We needed defensive help. We got a few good players, so I'll remain optimistic with free agency and 17 million of extra cap space right there. We'll be better this year.
Yeah, the Cowboys, again, had an impressive draft. I don't think that they got anybody that's really going to hit it out of the park, but I'm pretty sure all of those first 6-round draft picks that they got are going to see significant playing time this year at the very least. So you can't say that if you have players that are going to plug in and play right off the top that they were bad draft picks. Great draft pick.
I wonder who the poor soul was that had to tell Jerry Jones that they were not getting Pitts.
Each and every round. Wait, what time? When's
I
Pitts
need
coming
Kyle
up?
Pitts. Dad, this is like the 7th round. It's like, I don't care. Give me Kyle Pitts. We're going to trade back up. They won't. Well, let's redo round 1. No, Dad, it's not how it works. No, start over, damn it. I told you all, Pitts. Get it done. It's an angry Jerry Jones.
The rest of the Dallas Cowboys room looks desperately. Is there another
Can we
Kyle
do
Pitts somewhere?
this?
Is there
Can we-
another
yeah.
Pitts somewhere even?
Anything close, putts, parts, peeps, whatever. Just get Daddy what he wants. Razor Sharp says, I give the Lions an A minus. No flashy picks, but they really needed the O and D line, and that is going to pay off well.
It's hard to say that the Lions did anything but a great draft because they need so much help.
Yeah. When you are so far in the muck and the mire, anything else looks good.
You know why all their draft picks were crying? No.
I swear to God, they're tears of joy. No, we know. Rob Diz says, hey guys, I won $400 on Medina and I made $300 at work that night. Damn. He's talking about the Kentucky Derby, which we forgot completely about. Probably would not have picked Medina. I always go for weirdly named things. So congratulations on that, Rob Diz.
Yeah, way to go.
Let's see. Horgon says, as the Saints fan, I am once again frustrated with the draft. They did show up the defense with, I think he meant sure. They did shore up the defense with 2 linebackers and a cornerback pick, but picking Ian Book quarterback from Notre Dame in the 4th round, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that is one of the most egregious picks. Like the Giants had one, but at least they traded down for that.
He says just because he's built like Drew Brees doesn't mean he's going to be Drew Brees.
That is a horrible pick. One, they already have 2 quarterbacks in there, and both of them are fairly young. And then you go and get Ian Book, and he's just not a great prospect, and he was drafted like 2 rounds ahead of where he's supposed to.
I understand that, but again, we don't know, do we? And we're going to have to wait and see how he competes on the field.
Just talking about the immediate emotional reaction. That's all we're doing here.
Randy, I could tell you if we're going to the grocery store and I tell you that this slice of steak is the best slice of steak that this entire
Jeffrey, he's going to make his point now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And this is the best slice of steak
I'll
that
take a
the entire grocery store can provide you. It doesn't mean that if you bought it for $20 when eventually, in 4 hours, they're just going to put it on sale for $12. That doesn't mean that you got it, even though it's the best steak ever. You need to get it at a reasonable price.
Well, how about your team where mom said, hey, bring me home a steak. And they brought you home a rutabaga. That's what happened on your draft.
I wish I could disagree with you.
Hamilton Porter says, stop talking bleep about Arizona cities. Phoenix is diverse. Flagstaff is beautiful. Sedona is historic. Tucson, Scottsdale is modern. Paradise Valley is comfortable.
Yeah.
Who was digging on Phoenix City?
I don't know, but that was something Hamilton Porter had to say. But
That seems pent up.
Did one of us bag on some Arizona cities? I love this state.
I love
remember
this
saying
state, but Tucson, that's not even in Arizona. So I don't,
No, I'm pretty
I
sure
can't
that's a
say
part of
anything about it.
Mexico.
No, yeah, used to be, could have been,
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah.
He says, Jeffrey, I know I'm biased as a Michigan fan, but you'll be happy with Kwity Paye. He's a freak athlete and he's a hard worker. Yeah, I think Kwity Paye is going to fit right in with the Colts. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does, and I look forward to saying his name a lot.
Yeah,
Kwity Paye.
Hopefully he's
Pootie
good.
Tang,
and
Pootie
not-
Tang.
Nope. Hopefully he's not another Taco Charlton though. That would be horrifying. For
Well,
him.
there's no, what do you mean?
Taco was out of Michigan as well.
Oh, I was going to say Taco could have had a very huge career in advertising with
Oh, yeah,
Taco.
absolutely.
Kwity Paye, I don't know.
If he'd have come to Arizona, he could have been the spokesperson for QT.
Oh, yeah, well, it's not spelled with a Q. So,
No, but like how they do the
K.
Geico and Gecko thing, it could
I'm
be close.
Cutie Pay.
yeah, I don't know if that really works, but
No.
says Lions did the most Lions draft ever. They crap the bed everywhere, and then they act excited about it.
Wow.
Wow,
Okay.
I don't think I agree with that one bit actually.
A-Wings 22 says, I give the Jets a B+ with Wilson, but I wish they'd have kept Darnold and traded 2 to San Francisco and given Darnold the weapons they got for Wilson.
Yeah, I got to admit, I don't know what they're doing with Zach Wilson. From everything that you read out of scouting reports and everything, he just seems like a smaller version of Sam Darnold. And you already had Sam Darnold. It seems like just a
All right,
roster
so here's
reset.
the idea. Sam Darnold's not working for us. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give up a lot. We're going to get a guy. What's he like? He's a lot like Sam Darnold. Anyway, we're going to do this and expect different results. The Jets are going to be something.
Yeah.
Random Texter says, I think I'm going to get my Kansas City Chiefs a B. With a 58 and a 63 pick. They didn't do too bad with a linebacker and a center. I, however, get their off-season acquisitions before the draft an A+. So, yeah, they shored up that offensive line. All is well with the Chiefs.
Yeah, their offensive line is almost completely retooled, and it's got a lot of Pro Bowlers all up on it. That's how you judge their draft.
Hey, Irsay, you should have hired Chris Ballard sooner and fired Grigson sooner. We'd still have Andrew Luck.
Yep.
You mushroom smoking. Okay, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got a lot of texts on the text line. A lot of people want to talk about their team's draft, and we're going to do just that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602 ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit iqannuity.com.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. We have all you super fans texting in. Let me know what you think the grade was for your team. Of course, Randy is 100% right. We won't know anything until the games start getting played. We might not know anything about a lot of these guys for a couple of years. But as it is right now, in the emotional sense of things, as a fan of your team, how do you think your team has done? That is the question. 888-368-1580. Large Marge says, okay, if it's not based on anyone actually playing, the Cardinals get an A+. Circumcised Mosquito says, if you think your team picked bad, look at the Texans. Oh, I wasn't aware. How bad was their draft?
They're in the top three of bad. They're for me, they're ranked solely in number 3 with 2 contenders way above them.
All right. Blissful Hayes says, what was that? Funky Cold Medina won the Kentucky Derby? No, Medina something or other. What was the name of the horse? I didn't even watch it.
Funky Cold Medina.
That was the name of the horse? Funky Cold Medina?
No, I don't have any idea what the name of the horse was.
Oh,
sorry.
Thank you, Randy. Let's see. Good Cat says, wait, yeah, Funky Cold Medina won the Kentucky Derby. I don't think that's right. I think
Medina Spirit.
Medina Spirit. So it was the spirit of Funky Cold Medina.
Yes, won the 147th Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky Derby.
I guess Aaron Rodgers was there with his girlfriend, and everybody was saying because of one picture where the girl was that hatchet face girl there. She's standing there with some other hatchet face girls, right? And they were like doing that little like, oh, we're girlfriends picture, right? And the one girl's hand was kind of like up like this on Shailene's belly.
Oh,
and people are speculating that they, as a friendship group, knew she might be knocked up because the way her hand is positioned, it also could just be a fluke picture. But now everybody's saying, aha, Aaron Rodgers knocked that girl up as a shotgun wedding. That's why they're doing everything so fast.
Guys would never do that, huh? Like you would never put your hand on another man's belly.
Never. No.
Jeffrey, Medina Spirit won the 147th Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, I know. We just talked about that.
Oh, did you?
We're all good.
okay.
Yeah, it's not Funky Cold Medina. It's the spirit of Funky Cold Medina.
Spirits won, and let's see here. John R. Velasquez was the jockey.
Okay, cool. I hope somebody made some money on that. Somebody earlier did say they did. Let's see. Helavan Mike says, Jeffco, you need to do an entire show as Jar Jones. That would be an all-timer. I think my voice would be shot by 40 minutes in.
40 minutes in? I was going to give you an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of work doing that.
Did you eat Taco Bell before or not? Because those beans will stick in there and lubricate.
No.
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
Really not worried about lubricating.
Yeah, your vocal folds will be fully lubricated and ready for the pounding.
Really wish we could stop talking right now. Baby Got Dak says, I'm hoping the Cowboys sign Sherman or Hayward because I really feel they need a defensive veteran. Well, the word on the street is Pete Carroll has been talking to Richard Sherman about coming back up to the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, they've been talking in the DMs. I know Richard Sherman has said because he cited his age as being the reason why he has yet to be unsigned, but he needed to wait until the draft was over to see who needs a cornerback, who would sign a cornerback, because I think there's a level there where he won't sign below.
Well, has he got it anymore? I don't really feel like he's still got it.
Yeah, he was injured last season, so he kind of got cut off. But the year before, he made an all Pro Bowl team. He played up to the level of that contract, and a lot of people criticized him for signing that because it was a very incentive-laden contract. Yet and still, he performed very well.
Boomer Sooner wants you all to know that Anthem is awesome.
All right.
It is so far up north. I don't remember ever being there.
Went there
Thank
once
you, Boomer
at their,
Sooner.
at their local theater, and it's like an elk lodge. There are literal elks hanging in the theater. It's fun.
Hey, Rob Diz just sent a picture of him and his beautiful family there.
All right.
Wow, nice seats, Rob. He was at the Diamondbacks game, and let me see. I can't see the picture clear enough. Yeah, he's down the third baseline, it looks like, and those
He got
are
to
marvelous.
third base. Way to go.
Well, considering he's got 2 children there, I think, yeah, long ago, Rob Diz got the third base. Heavy Metal Maniac says, Quiddy Pay, huh, Jeffrey? Quiddy Pay on the Colts. Quiddy Pay is your first round pick. Quiddy Pay sounds kind of like a name of a check cashing place.
Actually, it kind of does.
He gets paid quick. That's right. Get paid quick at Quiddy Pay. That correct. Yeah. He says, by the way, Phil, stop talking out your keister. Everyone knows fruit flavored punch is the best Gatorade.
No. Well, is that the red one? I think
Dude,
that's
it's your mouth, man. Whatever you want. But I like the fruit flavored punch myself. Although you give me some Otter Pops, I want the green one. The green one is my favorite of the Otter Pops.
Green Otter Pop. Okay.
Yeah, all day, every day.
They
I
all
love
kind
that
of taste the
taste.
same to me on those ones.
Navy Devil says, yeah, I don't know how you can grade this draft till they play. I get it. I get it. Some guys opted out. Some teams only played a handful of games. Yada, yada, yada. We're talking about how you feel, Navy Devil, about your team's draft. He says, oh, okay, well, Cardinals, C+. All right.
I think that there are definite ways to evaluate it, even immediately in the aftermath of a draft. You can see
It's just kind of taking the temperature of the fan, right?
Right. That's it. We're not looking for actual analysis.
If the Cardinals in the first round had drafted Justin Fields, would we not be able to immediately say that was a poor decision? Yes.
Yeah.
There are ways that you can judge a
Sure.
draft
Why
fairly.
Why
in a
would
draft.
the Cardinals take Justin Fields in the first
Precisely.
round?
That's my
How
point.
tall is
exactly.
Justin Fields?
He's
taller than Kyler Murray?
Isn't everyone?
He's about double the height of Kyler Murray.
Oh, well, maybe they
that's
should have.
What?
What? I'm just saying.
I heard it.
Chief wanted us to know it's Medina Spirit. Well, we already knew that. But
Yeah,
thank
it's,
you for helping out there.
Medina Spirit, I believe, won the Kentucky Derby. Jeff, go.
Yankees Evil Empire says, I give my Cowboys a B+. They loaded up on the old defense there.
Wow. Okay.
President Wallet says, what's a hatchet-faced girl? I don't know. Look it up. That one I think you can look up. President Wallet also says, I don't like how they did the draft, but I'm going to take a wait-and-see attitude with these 49ers. Navy Brad says, hey, guys, how many of the NFL draftees will make it to camp with legal matters? I say 6.
Yeah,
Really? Are we really going to do that? No,
I
I
don't
don't
know
want to do
about
that.
that. We already have like
legal
2
matters?
on the board.
Good Cat says, why is Jeffrey lubricating his beans? I'm not. Good Cat. I'm not.
Yeah.
Razor Sharp says, hey, ask Harmon Solar if he wants a Wilson rookie. I'm looking to sell.
That would be Ralph from Harmon Solar he's referring to.
Yeah. He just sent me a picture of a that's a nice card. I don't care about Russell Wilson, but it's a signed Russell Wilson Topps Prime card. And it's got jersey. It's a jersey card, and it is ranked 9.5. It's in gem mint. Let's see, but then it says 10 on the card, 9.5 on centering, 9.5 on edges, 9.5 on corners, and 9 on the surface. So this right here is a very highly ranked card. Tell you what, Razor Sharp, why don't you send me an email, blender@1580thefanatic.com with that picture, and then I'll send that on to Ralph and see what he says. But yeah, that's a nice looking card.
How much do you guys think one of those bad boys would cost?
50 cents.
It's Russell Wilson. My question is the jersey tear stained? So,
my God,
25 cents.
Why? Do you know?
I've got a used one here on eBay for about $1,900.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Razor Sharp, just asking, what's your starting price on that thing? Send me the email, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Daylight Drew says, my Washington football team got a B, but time will tell. Yeah, I wasn't even aware of their draft. Did they get anything good?
Yeah, they got a nice couple pieces. Really another team where outside of a quarterback was probably their most glaring need. Outside of that, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. They're probably going to win the East again for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, like that's hard. So, all right, some interesting things that happened in the draft. The Bengals, they took the first kicker of the draft in the, what was that, the 5th round?
Yeah, it was pretty early.
Very early for that. Well, Bengals doing Bengals things, but they got Evan McPherson right there. Not as interesting a pick as when the Steelers took Presley Harvin III. Now, Presley Harvin III is that 260-pound punter who can throw passes. And yes, so here's the rundown on him. First black man ever to win the Ray Guy Trophy. That's the nation's best punter. He's an accomplished saxophone player. He's good at throwing. He actually has thrown some passes and done really well. Heaviest punter ever drafted at 256 pounds. And this guy's a lot of fun, actually. So I'm looking forward to seeing him at work for the Steelers. I lost my thing. Oh, yeah. The guy who got picked for the Bills. Spencer Brown, he celebrated being the 93rd overall pick in the draft. Of course, he went to the Bills. So what do?
Yes.
He did what he did. That's right. He jumped on a folding table. He did it like wrestling style, elbow, gave the atomic elbow to a folding table and just destroyed it because he's 6'8" and he's over 300 pounds. Table didn't stand a chance, but there's no way he knew he was getting drafted to the Bills, which means his mom is pissed right now.
Yeah, he pulled a pre-Jeffrey before you've even had a chance to do so.
What do you mean?
You've already committed to this. Next remote, you're jumping through a table.
I said that?
Yes, you did. You said, as long as your wife doesn't find out, you're all good.
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't know if I'll win or the table will win, but I'll do it. But this guy is a different situation.
Oh, yeah.
Radio guy here, professional smartass. I jump on a table and break it or myself. Okay, well, wasn't that something? But this guy, Spencer Brown, 93rd overall pick for the Bills, he could have hurt himself. That was a tremendously bad decision. How stupid would you feel if you got drafted? Your dreams have come true. All your years of hard work have paid off, and now you have broken your arm. You have broken your elbow. And there goes your career in the National Football League.
You want to place that on him? You're saying that he would feel stupid. If I'm the Bills, I would think that I'd regret this. I mean, this is confirmation. Wait, did we just drafted this guy and this is his piss poor judgment to go ahead and do this immediately?
Oh, dear God, what have we done?
What have we done?
You know, Randy, that reminds you of a situation we had not too long ago, right? When we decided to hire Phil. We had that same moment days later. We were just sitting there.
God.
Why, God?
What has happened? Yeah.
Oh, what have we done? Baker's Cocky Hens says, leave Randy alone. It's that damn newspaper and HOA. That's what's got him so upset today.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been pretty upbeat about the Suns and his meat.
Yeah.
So that continued last week, did it? Because we're looking forward to
by the way, a couple of beer can chickens on the old Kamado smoker this weekend came out spectacular.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that I can answer for Randy about his newspaper HOA situation. I have a feeling it hasn't been resolved because once again, I see your AR-15 on the couch behind you, which means you are ready and waiting.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Some poor kid on a bicycle has another thing coming.
That might be an air gun.
Heelbin Mike says each person's grade is kind of a reflection of personality. Some are upbeat optimists, others are downtrodden, cynical pessimists. The grade follows the mood at the time. Well, here's the thing that's really kind of weird. Randy is not any kind of a cynical pessimist. He's a true fan. Every single week, he picks the Cardinals to win day in, day out, no matter what they're up against. He's always got the back of his team. So not being happy about what Keim did does not make him a cynical pessimist. It just means that right now he's a little bit grumpy about it.
I mean, in my defense, if you're a rabid fan of your team and you know that your team has a need, you just got rid of how many time Pro Bowler in your secondary. Yeah, he's lost to several steps and he was kind of playing lethargically. However, if you knew you needed a cornerback, a lockdown quarterback, and you needed a defensive secondary help, and you go out and draft an undersized, somewhat oft-injured speed demon, a wide receiver, how can you tell me that's a positive? And now, if this guy turns out to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver, I eat my words and say I was wrong. But if you're taking my temperature right now, my temperature right now, by God, is 105 degrees and climbing, because I don't understand how you take a wide receiver that's undersized and off injured instead of a cornerback in the second round.
Yep, you're absolutely right. It's like a diabetic going, "Oh, I need my insulin," and running up to him and saying, "Here's some whiteout." Wait, what? What the hell's wrong with Steve Kine?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with the Broncos?
Right.
What the hell's wrong with you? All right, we got to take a break. That's 2 hours down. We got 1 to go. We got some more texts here on the text line about the NFL draft, but yeah, we got more things to talk about than just that too. We'll move on. We got big Georgia sports history, and we got, well, a bunch of other stuff. Just trust me. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
To remind pet owners that Progressive covers pets on our auto policy at no extra charge, we decided to make a really cute pet-themed radio commercial. Can you hear that, puppy? If you could see this, you would melt. I mean, just the softest fur. Oh, wait, he's trying to open this box now. And oh, the box is filled with kittens. If only there was some way you could see this. What a glaring oversight.
Get coverage for your pets with an auto policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage for cats and dogs included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
This is Aaron Warby, owner of Online Trading Academy here in Arizona. Right now, we're seeing stock market highs in the face of economic lows. Election cycles are notorious for causing instability in the stock market. That's why we just finished developing our newest complimentary workshop, Protection from the Election. This 3-hour class will explore the strategies professional traders use to protect themselves against market downturns while allowing them to also profit from surging markets. Take control of your portfolio in these uncertain times. Register for this powerful workshop offered in Scottsdale, Chandler, and Peoria by calling 844-877-2337 or by texting the letters OTA to 31996. Space is limited and all COVID safety measures will be followed. Again, that is 844-877-2337 or text OTA to 31996.
500 apiece, you get that 5 500 572 apiece, 1 for a hand, 150.
The best weekly auction is right here in Arizona. It's only a click of the mouse away from great deals on almost everything. Visit liquidateaz.com for weekly auctions on everyday household items, antiques from around the world, sports and non-sports cards, memorabilia and autographs, comic books, comic character collectibles, Native American, pots, jewelry, rugs, and sterling silver. Liquidateaz.com weekly auctions is the place for great deals and works of art, gold and silver, coins and U.S. currency, gold and sterling jewelry, vintage LP vinyl records, vintage electronics, ham radio, RC cars, planes, and boats. Interested in antique clocks, watches, and timepieces, or a wide variety of sports equipment, including hunting, fishing lures, poles, and gear. How about military collectibles, medals, uniforms, or helmets? All at liquidateaz.com. Looking to liquidate an estate? Liquidateaz.com can help with estate sales and consignment services. Liquidateaz.com for information.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix
at 99.3 FM.
and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, coming to you live from the Harvard Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil in there pushing the buttons. We got you guys out there on the Summit Mail Medical text line, 888-368-1580. And yes, I think we're about to wrap up having our conversation about what you guys think of your team's NFL draft. And then we're going to talk about a couple of other things here in a moment. So hang in there. Well, let's let everybody have their say. Jeff Van Gundy says, I was talking to a Bengals fan at work today. He thinks that Chase is going to be a bust. I know he listens to the show on the way home as well. So do you think the Bengals made the wrong choice when it comes to Chase? Anyone?
Oh, well, he left when it came to Chase, the kicker. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
I don't. If you're going to take a punter or a kicker, there is a specific reason why you take him above the 6th, 7th, or 8th, or whatever round you take kickers in. And obviously, they must feel this guy is a valuable asset to the team and can help them out.
Sorry. Chase is not the kicker. Chase is. I'm sorry. Evan McPherson is the kicker that they took. So I don't have the draft in front of me, and for some reason Phil has left the room, presumably because he has to do some duty.
We'll have to get back to you on that. We'll get you an answer. And
they made a horrible choice. It was a horrible choice, Jeff Van Gundy, because I don't know who the hell he's talking about. You're talking about in the first round, the guy they took in the first round? Because yes, that was a mistake. Jeff says Phil didn't jump through a table. He hid underneath it.
Apparently.
He just walked out of the damn room. I don't know what he's doing.
Zoom, like that. Yeah.
Navy Devil says you should see the video on YouTube of a Bills fan who jumped off a van through a table. He snapped his femur in half.
Oh, boy.
And it's just sitting there flopping in the air.
Oh boy.
Gonna take your word on that. I ain't gonna
not gonna Google that one.
Where the hell did you go, Phil?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh, that was quick. Did you wash your hands?
Wow.
I use Germex.
Okay.
Generally in radio, this is a pro tip for you, Phil.
Oh, thank you.
When you go to commercial,
right?
That's generally when you go to the bathroom.
Not after. It's during.
You don't wait till you get back into the show to leave.
Well, keep in mind that I am on the board, so therefore, during the commercial break, I want to make sure that we get back successfully. And in case for some reason a number one turns into a number 2 or vice versa,
you never know. Where will you be when diarrhea hits?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure that I have all the time necessary in case something happens.
That's fair. But here's the other thing. With me, I don't know if this happens to you and going to the bathroom, but there's times my wife will say, "Hey, are you hungry?" I'm like, "No." And then 3 seconds later, wait, no, I am hungry. Yep. Turns out I am. It flips like a switch. So
yeah.
It sure does. Phil, they were asking about the Bengals,
Jamar Chase,
and Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
that was the guy in the first round, right?
Yeah, that was in the first round.
Yeah. That was a mistake.
I think it was a mistake in that they could have traded back. They could have moved back just a little bit and still maybe not gotten Jamar Chase, but they could have gotten Waddle. They could have gotten
they could have gotten a lot of stuff. Look how high they were up in the draft.
Right, but I think more so than getting more wide receiver production. If you look at their receiving core right now, they have Auden Tate. They have I forget their other wide receiver.
They have an odd taint?
No, wow,
what?
no.
Why is there tape on?
The guy,
I don't know.
The guy's name is Auden Tate. And he's a tremendous wide receiver. I think that he's going to be a fantastic number 3 wide receiver. That I still think that your best bet there, though, is to go with an offensive lineman there and really shore up that offensive line. You already had a horrible offensive line last year, helping to lead towards Joe Burrow. Abysmal. Thank you. Leading towards Joe Burrow's injury that took him out for the entirety of the season. Maybe might miss a week or 2 here this season because of how awful that line was.
I got news for you.
Yeah.
They are calling him Taint. They'll say it. He won't even realize it. Hey, he just heard his name. And he's like, the guy said, Taint. Yeah, I went to school with a guy named Greg Edgar, and I always call him Hedger. Like I'd yell, Hedger. And he never knew I was calling him Hedger. I call him Headgear.
Did he have
Headgear
glasses?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
I don't know whatever hell happened to that guy. Anyway, so yes, that they're calling him Taint every day. Even his own mom probably calls him Taint. Seriously.
I don't think his mom calls him
Taint. Get in here, Taint.
No.
Chris the Cook says for the Cowboys, besides Micah Parsons, the rest was crap picks. Solid D. And we are now talking about trading cards. I got a Michael Jordan alias card with him sporting an afro.
Oh, boy.
Whoa. What? I don't even know what you're talking about. Rob Diz says, all right, so the drinking game, the Daily Blender drinking game. Everybody ready?
Oh, okay.
You must chug a beer during Indy Randy Rant. You drink anytime 1580 is advertised. And anytime anyone gets irritated.
Wow.
Okay.
We're already working on alcohol poisoning. Continue.
You must drink if Phil uses a word you're not sure is actually a real word.
All right. Now you're dead. You're confirmed dead.
Alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Anytime Phil makes it too weird. Well, that's every damn
You've
day.
gone from drunk to now resuscitation.
And then anytime Jeffrey mentions the Colts. Now, listen, to be fair, I don't talk about them that often. They come up in reference as my team, but I don't think we talk about them too much, do we?
I don't think I've ever heard Jeffrey say, so about my Colts, really that much in a week.
And then he says, any mention of Speedos? No, Rob Diz. We're hoping to not have any mention of Speedos. So
when's the last time I brought up Speedos on the show? Everybody else usually brings them up for me.
I think you sneak it in.
I think Rob Diz just brought up Speedos.
Exactly.
On the show.
Yeah, we got through most of the day without it coming up.
The subliminality of that is it shows a lot more than your
damn you, Phil. Good Cat says if this year's draft is a massive bust, people kind passed on and actually do well, that's got to put his drunk ass on the hot seat.
Oh, but more so than the draft. I think depending on how this team fares this upcoming season, if they fail to make the playoffs, I don't care what the reason is. They fail to make the playoffs. Both the head coach is definitely out, and the general manager ain't too far behind.
Okay.
Helaman Mike says they wanted Samuel at corner and he was gone. The kid from Florida graded second round and even low first in some of those polls. The kid from Central Florida rated third round trip at a few. He actually dropped because he sat out because of the COVID.
They wanted Asante Samuel Jr.
Who's they?
The Cardinals.
Why? Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
I mean, if they wanted him that badly, they could have always traded back from the 16th pick. But so, I mean, it's just a matter of, you want somebody, but do you want him bad enough to trade up, down, sideways, or all around?
Hefty Lefty says, I'm excited for everybody's new favorite player, Quinn, the Mountain Man. Miners. He's got a picture of him there with his big old gut sticking out of his jersey. He says, let the gut breathe. Let it breathe. Yeah, it's going to be one of your new. He's a Gardner Minshew type personality, Randy. Papa Mike.
Like that. Yeah, gotta like that.
Papa Mike says Jamar Chase, a receiver out of LSU, to link up with Burrows. That's where the Cardinals went. Cowboy Sparky says Cowboys did a very good job. I'm actually pretty happy. Well, you guys compare notes with Baby Got Dak. She's not that happy. Jeff Van Gundy says, all right, Phil, what are your thoughts about the Surtain pick? Almost all Bronco fans I know said they should have went with Fields.
Yeah, I think I'm right in line with them. If they were going to not go quarterback, I say fall back in the draft. Cornerback was not your biggest need whatsoever. And as great as he is, he could be even a Hall of Famer. I really believe that, but it just does not fit the composition of this team right now and help edge them towards victory in any way, shape, or form. So how do I feel about him personally? I think he's the best cornerback in the draft. Woohoo. What does that do for you this upcoming season when you already have three of them?
Who's going to throw the ball? The Jet says, remember when the Raiders picked a kicker and a punter with the first couple picks?
Oh, yeah.
Worked out well for them, didn't it?
Actually, the kicker one was, Seabass. So, Sebastian Janikowski. And that was not a bad
Seabass.
Yeah, Seabass was a very good kicker. I think he's probably a fringe Hall of Famer even. So, I mean, first rounder, absolutely.
Did he just say a French Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he's French.
Fringe.
What does French have to do?
Moist one says, I love Randy. He says that Chase fellow was 5th overall pick and he destroyed defenses at LSU with Burrow. He says defense couldn't have got Chase because trading back. Oh, definitely couldn't have got Chase because of trading back. Chase was the best wide receiver on LSU during their championship run. And Justin Jefferson, who was also on that team, had a hell of a rookie season. So that is possibly the reason.
No, I understand. He is. I think he's one of the most talented wide receivers to come out with both the physical and just everything else that he provides with you for a team. He's probably right up there with Calvin Johnson, not the size as far as height, but everything else. He's an absolute stud. He's tremendous, just not for the Bengals team.
Bala 51 says, I know one sports phrase I've heard way too much lately as of this show. Shore up. Come on, guys. Well, that'd be Phil. I don't know if I've ever said shore up. Randy, you've been saying shore up?
Not since I was talking about Diana Shore.
Right. So Phil, stop saying shore up so much. Gila Ben Mike says, we all need to get drunk when Phil brings up butt stuff.
Wow.
When have
No, that's the last
Yeah,
time
that's
to get drunk.
Yeah, that's
When he's talking butt stuff, do not drink anything because, what he would do to you.
you'll feel it in the AM.
I don't think it's spelled AM. I think it's spelled something else. Rob Diz says Randy's a beast. A bunch of text back.
Thank you.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, got to remember Broncos have to guard Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders receivers. All of them are pass heavy and speedy. If it makes their defense good again, I think that pick was probably worth it.
I think you could argue, though. I mean, why you don't need to cover the wide receivers if you go edge up and shore up on the defensive line, or if you draft a heck.
He just said shore up again. From now on,
Shore
if
it
he
up
says
right
shore,
there.
I'm gonna bell him.
Okay.
Oh, we know you got to whistle him. Whistle him for that.
No, I'm gonna bell him every time he says shore.
I think
Gonna
if
get
you
the
go
bell.
if you go ahead and you get a quarterback there to help you score and keep pace with them, I think that's more of an improvement to the team rather than just
Well,
having a
hold on.
quarterback to switch in and out.
Randy, how about waves, as in the shore? When he says shore up, just like
No, I don't.
Can
I
they
don't
tie
have
it
any
up?
waves on here.
No, that's not like
I
Alabama.
still kind of like that. Every
I
time he
guess
says
it's going to
shore.
be the bell because you don't want to do anything else. That's
Well,
fine.
I can't whistle him. He's
Yeah.
not saying anything about Kyler Murray.
No, but if we say don't say shore anymore and he violates the directive,
See, that's
then
it. That's key. The secret word is sure.
Sure.
But see, every time you hit that, I go ahead, hit that. Next thing comes from me. Order up. I can't help myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to come up with another sound here.
Cowboy Sparky says pineapple. No, not on here. Maybe out there a little bit. Rob Diz says, you says schlode a lot. Who says that? I do.
Jeffrey
Schlode.
does.
Yeah, metric schlode, I believe is the
Sometimes
phrase.
it's a metric schlode. Sometimes it's just a basic schlode.
I don't think I've ever heard you say basic schlode.
Well, I mean, I don't say basic. I say, wow, we got a schlode of things, but I don't say basic. I'm just saying there's schlode and then there's metric schlode or metric ton schlode. Rob Diz says schlode. Yes, it's a wonderful word. It's mine. So I'm sure I'm not the only person who's ever said it or the first person who's ever said it. Here is something Randy sent me. Thanks for the email, by the way. This brings some questions to my mind. The National Football League put out a press release today saying that Amazon Prime Video will become the exclusive home of Thursday Night Football beginning in the 2022 season. What if you don't have Amazon Prime? Does that mean you're SOL? And now you've got
out of luck.
you've got a shload of complaints.
Yeah. See, remember when ESPN got the rights to Monday Night Football and ABC in their infinite wisdom took it off regular TV and put it behind the cable wall now?
Right.
And if you don't have the cable or you don't have the satellite, you don't get to watch the Monday Night Football. Same thing happening here. Same thing. They're going to force you to get the Amazon to see the Thursday Night Football.
That doesn't seem very cool. And the NFL has always said, well, yeah, we are committed to making sure you've got free access. Well, that's not free access.
No.
And, I don't know. It doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right because people who, are not on certain services, you get your local game, you get some market games, you get the Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night football. That's your football. If you don't have any other way of watching it, let's just say you're watching on regular TV.
Yeah,
that was it. So now they're taking one of those things away from you. So no more Thursday night football. I mean, I guess they already did with the ESPN, and now they're making it even harder for you. Like, hey, I got some cable, or hey, I got a dish just so I could see Thursday night football because now I can't watch it on regular TV. And they're like, oh, about that. Yes, now you can't watch it there either unless you have Amazon Prime. So,
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to the unplugged. You know what I mean? Unplugged society, which means you have to plug into something to get what you want. And because all the different networks want their own plugs, now you got to pay for CBS over here. You got to pay for that over there. You got to pay for this over here. It's going to get out of damn control. And the free airwaves are no longer going to be free.
Nope.
Oh, well. I guess that's the future, right? Cold Trickle says, yeah, AM channel went silent there for a moment. Cowboy Sparky says, sorry, Jeffrey, I heard pina colada. No, damn you. There's no pineapple, and there certainly wasn't any of that. Baker's Cocky Hen says, listen, Phil, we don't want your Broncos to be good. Bears deserve Fields. Broncos only get quarterbacks if they're washed up or whiny little bitches. Elway, remember how he held out. So it makes sense that Rodgers will probably end up there.
I'll take him.
I'll take him on the
Yeah, I
Colts.
know. I'll take. I don't care. You can mock me all you want. I'll take Aaron Rodgers right now.
I think that was a cut down, meant to be a cut down that went awfully wrong.
No, I mean, listen, the only way the Broncos will ever end up with a good quarterback is sheer dumb luck. Hefty Lefty says, I like the Surtain pick. I like the Friday and most of Saturday picks too. I don't trust the Broncos to develop a young quarterback like Fields, to be honest, or any others that fell past the third pick.
I can't say he's wrong with.
By the way, Hefty Lefty, Broncos fan.
Yeah, no, I can't say he's wrong with Vic Fangio. I think I've stated this before. Part of why I said I would actually be fine with Ryan Fitzpatrick and why I think Teddy Bridgewater is an upgrade is where I don't necessarily want a developmental quarterback. I think they need a already developed quarterback that does not need to be coached up in order to fulfill his potential. He's already pretty much there or realized it.
Can I tell you what I like about Baker's Cocky Hens?
Please.
What I like about him is he says some very dark humor things sometimes. Sometimes he says some very biting, sarcastic things. And then he says things that, damn it, just make sense. And here's what he says. Who's going to call the games for Amazon? Who's the announcers? It's all I care about.
Well, they're probably going to pull from the other networks that they already have an
No,
association.
it's going to be characters from their Amazon original programming.
No, stop.
All sorts of characters are going to be right there.
Hey, maybe Sacha Baron Cohen will come in and do
Nice.
a Borat.
He's boy, throw. He's nice. Yeah, I have no idea. That's a good question, Baker's Cocky Hens. It's not like Amazon has like a sports department. Papa Mike says, I download the NFL app for free and cast my phone to the TV from there. Oh, will it still be available on the NFL.com for free?
I believe so, yes. As long as you have.
Then how is that exclusive? They say Amazon Prime Video to become the exclusive home. So I don't know if you're going to be able to do that, Papa Mike, unless the NFL has forgotten what exclusive means. We're going to have to look into that deeper. Mr. Pink Eye says, Randy, could you rewind the show? I missed the first 2 hours.
No,
no,
I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, we can't, not that far back. Sometimes to forget things like Phil taking off his shirt or saying something disturbing, we'll rewind the show so we don't have to admit that it happened.
Yeah, so we can rewatch it.
No, so we can miss it.
You want to rewind it back to when I took my shirt off? We can do that.
Dear God,
we'll rewind it with its bulk erase that thing. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Still not right after that. All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, more NFL stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide, and we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Felicia.
We're the hosts of the show, Drive Friendly.
With Steve's 40 years of experience, you're going to get the real insider information about the automotive industry. And I'll be interviewing local celebrities and experts so you can be informed and live your very best life.
Laugh and learn with Steve, Felicia, and the gang. You'll be smarter for listening. Drive Friendly, 10 a.m. Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com. Harmon Solar is an REC certified solar professional.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Tuesday at 1 p.m., the Diamondbacks go east. Can they keep the winning going on in Miami? Let's check out the baseball news and notes. Suns are on the road. What do we expect for the rest of the season as we get ready for the playoffs? I'll keep you updated on NFL and NHL news. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event Tuesday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
How do you create certainty with your money in uncertain times? Hi, I'm Ferenc, host of the Your Personal Bank Show. In this low interest rate environment, most financial tools are generating extremely low returns. We have companies who are currently paying 6% plus dividends and have for the past 25 plus years. Let's have a conversation. Contact me at yourpersonalbank.com or tune in to the Your Personal Bank Show Tuesdays at noon or Thursdays at 1 on Money Radio.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. We are everywhere you need to be.
Listen on 1580 AM and 99.3 FM for the Phoenix metro area.
If you live in the East Valley, dial up 95.9 FM to listen in. Stream us live everywhere at 1580thefanatic.com.
Or download the 1580 The Fanatic Sports app from the App Store or the Google Play Store.
We are 1580 The Fanatic, your new home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Sunday, we got us another race, and I lost it on my page here. It's the Toyota 500.
I don't think so. It's the Goodyear 400, and it's from Darlington.
Well, you know what it is? Every race. I have the right times for all the races in my calendar, but they all say Toyota.
Yeah.
I got to fix that. So what's the race this weekend?
It's the Goodyear 400 from Darlington. It's a throwback weekend.
Okay.
And all the cars will have special paint jobs on them, playing homage to some of the legends of racing throughout the years. So
it's not the Booty Patootie race.
No, the Bushy McBush race was last weekend, Phil, if you must know. And this weekend, it is the Goodyear 400 from Darlington.
All right, who won the race list this weekend?
Kyle
Who won
Busch.
the biggest
Busch.
It's a
Busch. Kyle
Busch won a Busch. That's amazing.
Busch won the Bushy McBush 400, and it was also his birthday.
Do you think it was rigged?
He also won the truck race the day before.
So Bushy McBush was won by Busch. All races won by Busch during the Bushy McBush weekend. That's got to be rigged.
And then the Busch sponsored car, Kevin Harvick, came in second, I believe.
Well, that kind of a little anticlimactic with Busch
No,
winning
not really.
stuff
You had-
on the Bushy
you had,
McBush.
Kyle Busch winning, and then you had the Busch car coming in.
Even if Busch wasn't the first option, it's always
Should
the
have even
second
brought
option.
him up. I mean, there's no reason to bring up Kevin Harvick's name. Yeah, all of it's Bushy McBush. That is, I'm sure that the people of Busch Beer are just ecstatic that it was all Busch this weekend.
Well, I'm sure that who doesn't like to have a weekend full of Busch?
Well, Phil. So, you know.
Well, I don't
do
know.
get myself in a hairy situation.
888-368-1580. Rex Terra says the problem with Thursday on Amazon Prime is no DVR. Too many commercials to watch live.
Yeah.
Are you going to still have that same functionality with Amazon? Can it be recorded? Can you join it? Can you treat it like a DVR? That is a good point there, Rex Terra.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what they will allow. You know, I've always found annoying on DirecTV. I don't know if this happens on Cox Cable, but you know, you try to watch on demand. They like, hey, watch on demand whenever you want. But guess what? We got you now, you bastard. You can't fast forward through our commercials.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah,
then you got
that's exactly right.
And sometimes it's all right if it's different commercials, but a lot of times they don't care about it. So they just plug in the same damn commercial over
All
and
the time.
over. And
Yeah.
we were watching something called The Alienist from A&E. My wife and I were watching The Alienist. It was a pretty damn good show. And but then we were watching those commercials. We were stuck watching because it was on demand, and we were like, we're out, we're done. It's too annoying to have to put up with that. So at their own peril, they put in stuff that will turn you off from even viewing it. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
know what's
agree.
going to happen with Amazon Prime and the NFL. Just hope it's not like that. Hope it's not like that.
The Alienist, anything like the Ghost Whisperer.
No, actually, it's a thing with Dakota or somebody Fanning and the dude from
So far,
the
sounds great.
Marvel Universe or something, and then that other dude from the other thing. Look it up. I'm not gonna explain it to you. I got too much work to do here. Look up The Alienist on AMC. Actually, it's a damn good show. Bruno Baller says, I think Dale and Bruce are going to be doing the Amazon games.
Yeah.
That'd be
Probably Dale.
That'd be
he's
something.
a guy
Yeah.
that can really run the football. And why is he not
What is
playing
he,
for the Jets? I don't know why.
Actually, I'm not sure, but that might not be a bad Bruce Jacobs impersonation.
Mm.
Say, still not quite there though.
No.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Unfortunately, to get the hang of it, you'll need to listen to them.
I
more.
know.
Yeah.
I'm only listening to the commercials. So
Just saying. Jeff Van Gundy, I think I read your text already. Oh, no, here's what he says. He says, no, actually, Zertain is not a bad pick for talent, but nobody is denying his talent. But a big part of the NFL football is getting the ball across the other team's white line, called a touchdown.
I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Rob Diz, thank you for the info on that. Interesting. Cowboy Sparky says, so we got Bush. All right. He says, by the way, I smell flowers coming out of my speakers. Did Phil take his shirt off again? Come on,
Oh,
Phil.
boy.
Leave the shirt on.
Hey, you're
Oh
welcome.
boy.
I don't
You're welcome.
understand.
Everything smells like roses.
Blissful Hayes says, proves NASCAR's rigged. That rowdy, smelly Bush won the Bush race. Come on, man.
Mm.
Do they call
Shame
him?
on each and all of
Do they call him Kyle Bush rowdy, smelly Bush?
That's his. No, they just call him Rowdy. That's his nickname, Rowdy, because he was a rowdy character back in the day.
Hefty Lefty says, I'm more of a landing strip guy. What?
Mm.
Baker's
Ooh.
Cocky Hen says, look, when Mr. Bush is after that bushy bush, he'll always be the first one there. And he doesn't believe in sloppy seconds. By the way, my uncle actually knew him from the sand dunes as Bush went flying through the campground one time. Said he was a really great, genuine dude.
Yeah,
The
I
Kyle
understand he is a cool dude.
And he also says Deshaun Watson told all his massage therapists they were exclusive too.
Oh,
Wow.
oh.
Blissful Hayes says, who's Bruce Jacobs? 888-368-1580. So, all right, we've had a draft. Now it's going to be a long time before we've got games. I'm a little weirded out by this.
Yeah, we only get 2 preseason games this year.
I'm okay with that. No, I'm okay with that. Have the preseason games and get to business. And when's that schedule coming out? They say May 17th, 15th. What day was that?
Gosh, is it May 12th?
I don't remember. It seemed like forever away when they announced that. So I didn't want to write it down or nothing. So have you guys
May 12th.
Oh, okay. It's closer than you think. So now in 9 days, we will have the schedule. And then after that, we got to wait around for anything to happen. There'll be training camp, off-season drama and stuff. Don't know what off-season drama and stuff there will be. I mean, even Antonio Brown got signed by the Buccaneers. So that's a solid done deal for that. We won't have to hear about any crazy stories or tweets or anything like that. I don't know. What's left? Well, the only thing left is Deshaun Watson's drama, right?
Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, of course. Even if that doesn't affect my Broncos, it's
Yeah.
certainly affecting Packerland.
Do you guys really think that the Packers will ever let him out of that? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to let him out of it. I think he might retire.
Look, I was going to say, they're getting into a petty war with a man who has disowned his family.
Yeah.
How's that going to go for you?
You really think you're going to do better than they did, huh? Okay. He's going bye-bye, and I don't think he's going to get the Jeopardy gig either. I think he's just going bye-bye.
All the Packers have to do is fire their GM and all will be good.
And that's a horrible precedent to set.
That
That
is
is like
It
the
is.
worst possible solution to the problem. The guy himself says he's not asked for my job. He isn't asked for me to be fired. Well, of course, he's not going to tell you. He's going to tell somebody else.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, can you fire yourself? I just really appreciate it. You're really
That's
making
a
my life
ballsy
a miserable
thing.
hell. Yeah.
No, he's like, oh, you want me to come back? Then you quit. You want me back? You quit. Now we got a deal. What do you say? That's ballsy.
Who says no to that?
Yeah. So yeah, that right there, I'd have respect for. So, Fighting Wampa says, I like the Broncos' first round pick. Too bad he can't be on the field when your quarterback keeps throwing pick sixes, though, huh?
I agree. That's my biggest problem with it. I've never said I don't like Surtain or his talent. I think he is one of the best talents in the draft, actually. I just don't think that it really behooved our team.
Jeff Van Gundy thinks your Bruce Jacobs impersonation was horrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah,
How would he know?
He said it was awful.
Has he been cheating with us on the morning show?
It's the same station. You're allowed to.
Okay.
We're in an open relationship with the other shows on this station. You can
Yeah.
you can spend time with us. You can spend time with them. You should spend time with all of our shows here.
Is open relationship, is that the one where you see tongue or no?
Huh?
Is that the one where like you look across the room and you see tongue and they're just not having a silent moment? You just look away from that booth.
I think you can just do whatever you want.
Okay.
This is when I say open relationship, you put your keys in the bowl and you show up here at 1580 The Fanatic, and you get to have your way with all of us hosts.
Amen.
With your ear hole. 888-368-1580. Good Cat says Rogers is a selfish Richard. The draft is about the kids getting their shot, but oh no, he had to inject himself into the news and outshine them. Honestly, yeah, it was a douche move, but really the releasing of that information probably had less to do with Aaron Rodgers and more to do with his own agent, and that was the perfect time to make a power move like that. That power move also affected the way some of the people might have interacted in the draft. Might also be a thing where Aaron Rodgers, Gunsty, whatever his name is, and anyone else the Packers says, here, let's make some fake drama. People will make other decisions based on what they think might happen with us. We might get what we need in that draft. Of course, when you see what they did in the draft, that whole theory is out the window because they did not draft well.
Yeah.
They had a good wide receiver in the third round, I believe, with Amari Rodgers. I like that.
When was the
pick.
last time the Packers actually had a good draft?
Do not remember.
No, actually, they've had a couple good drafts, especially when regarding linemen. If you think
in
about,
our lifetime,
yes,
Oh.
they pop
This
out
decade.
Yes, they pop out offensive linemen like nobody's business. They are like the Steelers of wide receivers for offensive linemen. That's why the Packers, every 2 to 3 years, you see some guy set the market at his position at the offensive line from the Packers to a new team, because they do very well in developing their offensive line talent. So year in and year out, they're very well in that position at least.
So the word now is, now I don't know what to believe. I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know where this information comes from, but the word on the street is that Aaron Rodgers is intrigued by being a Las Vegas Raider. Says that would be the team where he might like to be. It was between the Broncos and the Raiders. Those are the rumors that are floating around out there. But he says, yeah, the Raiders, they are on that list. Even though they're happy with Derek Carr and nothing is really going on right now, they might even extend Derek Carr. But here's old Aaron Rodgers sniffing around, old Mayock. There's no way he says no to that.
I got to tell you, man, Derek Carr has got like one of the biggest set of cojones I've ever seen. Can you imagine being
to wear eyeliner like that for this many years? You're right.
Sure, but on top of that, year in and year out, ever since John Gruden's been there, they've done everything except publicly state that they are not in love with him as their quarterback. And year in and year out, they still stick with him. And year in and year out, all he does is produce and just keeps on being a Pro Bowl-esque level quarterback.
Too bad they don't produce wins.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
I mean, it makes you happy.
Oh, it makes me tremendous. It makes me gleeful.
Prison Wallet says, really? You guys are going to bitch about playing the same commercials over and over and over? We don't listen. Blissful Hayes says, as a Bears fan, I want Sharon Rodgers to retire, but he stands to lose millions if he quits. I think he might be sitting there thinking he's got enough money and he thinks he has TV just waiting to pour money into his wallet. So he's petty enough to tell the Packers to stuff it. Yeah, I think he could walk away from this.
And remember, he's made a fair amount of money in his career already. Even if he doesn't make another dime, he's still going to be a multi-millionaire because he set the contract market for these next generation of quarterback contracts.
Hefty Lefty says, okay, wait, for this radio swinger party you're talking about, do money radio shows just sit and watch you guys in the corner, or do they join in too?
Ooh.
All right. Well, no, they've got their own thing going on
Hey,
over
Bruce
there.
Jacobs, how you doing?
They've got the Money Radio Grotto across the hallway. This is 15A The Fanatic. So no, we don't mix with that crowd, but we're friends. We don't mix with that crowd.
Bruce Jacobs, you're going to love this company.
Although Mark Asher does swing both ways, doesn't he?
Oh, he does.
Mark Asher spends some time with Money Radio, sneaks across the hallway, spends some time with the morning show. So yeah.
Hey, Mark Asher. I want you to tell me all about this company that you love.
He's very modern. He is. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says, I think Filthy just said urine 3 times right there. Why are you saying urine so much? Horgon, what are you, German? Horgon says, if those same ads didn't play over and over, there'd be no show. Hello. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same ads. It's just sometimes some of them play more than we thought they would. All right. So Aaron Rodgers wants to be a Raider, wants to be a Bronco. He's not going to be anything but retired at the end of this. There's no way, I'll say it again, no way the Green Bay Packers are going to trade Aaron Rodgers. What they're going to do is they may actually fire that GM. Remember, here's the problem. They don't have an actual owner.
Yeah, I know.
So that actually ends up being an issue where an owner could slide in and say, Aaron, I got you. Just chill out. We're going to take care of you. And then they can make it happen. Had the Packers set things up a little bit better, maybe if they hadn't been stupid enough to draft Jordan Love in a surprise move for Aaron Rodgers, maybe if they treated their situation better, they wouldn't be in this mess now. But an owner could certainly slide in and soften things. The problem is they don't have that. So here is Gutenkunst or whatever his name is. And now you hear Aaron Rodgers wants his head on a platter. Who's supposed to put it on the platter? Is there a CEO?
There's a president. There's a team president.
But they are so detached from things. So that is that's a difficulty for the Packers. So if you are the CEO of the Packers, hopefully you're smart enough to say, pay him, pay the man, pay them, figure it out. I don't care how you figure it out. Well, the cap, figure it out. Carve some people off the bottom. You have to. We have to keep Aaron Rodgers, or this team is going to be a financial disaster. We're going to lose fans in droves. We're going to lose ticket sales in droves. We're going to lose jersey sales in droves. Pay this man. Figure it out.
I don't know that they lose all that, because especially if you look at the Packers lifetime thing, they have people who have waited years, and I'm talking decades, to get on that waiting list. So they won't lose tickets in droves. They might lose viewership in droves. But that being said, it breaks down to two things. One, I do think that the president, having it be Aaron Rodgers, very much has the power and authority. If this were just a third string cornerback, I don't think he cares. I don't think he needs to get involved. Because this is Aaron Rodgers, face of your franchise, I think he definitely is involved in the day-to-day decisions with the GM, saying, hey, what is going on here? What am I missing? Why are we now at a sudden rift? And then going up, if you believe that much in Jordan Love, that not only you drafted him in a move in the first round where you could really bolster your team and really help add to an NFC contender right now, and you went so far as to not even draft in the first round, but to trade up in the first round, give up other assets to do so, then hey, he should be good enough to play. He should be good enough to play, especially after a year of sitting on the bench.
You're just daring them to pull the trigger on a guy who just won the most valuable player.
No. I'm saying if they value him that highly, he should be good enough to play. Now I realize
you're saying let him go. Let Aaron Rodgers go. Let him go bye-bye.
You should. I mean, especially if you're going to be getting nothing in return. He retires and you get nothing but a cap hit. Yeah, let him go or trade him or make your team better. Why would you
I
want
have no idea who they would trade with.
Would you want?
I mean, and actually get what they need back.
I don't know what they necessarily
It ain't
need.
going to be the Raiders on that, because nobody wants
there.
Derek Carr. You have nobody on the Broncos that anybody wants. The
They have a couple
Colts, however,
Can I interest you in a couple cornerbacks?
the Colts, however, have Carson Wentz, and everybody's trying to tell me it's a good idea. So, hey, Packers, let me tell you it's a good idea. Go ahead and send Aaron Rodgers over. We'll send Wentz over, and good God, whatever else you want, we'll be happy.
They already have Jordan Love.
Yeah, well, Jordan Love, boy, that poor guy. You got to feel for him just a little bit, right?
I feel like people had this
He's
exact
an
same-
innocent bystander.
Sure, I'm sure people had this exact same conversation with Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre, and hopefully he lives up to the hype that has been set as a precedent before him with Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre.
All right, listen, we have to take a break. We come back, we'll wrap this thing up. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
I love my Charmin Super Mega Golden Rolls. It's TP Gold, yeah. Charmin's got 6 rolls in one. Lasts forever on my buns. Only Super Mega when I'm cleaning. Charmin's got my booty believing.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 regular rolls in one. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
It's like I blinked and suddenly all my business shifted to e-commerce.
Now, my business hours are whenever my customers need me.
My customers want everything now and faster than ever. It's a whole different world.
Your business is changing. The United States Postal Service is changing with it. We're bringing you fast, reliable shipping nationwide, and we're bringing it right when your customers need it. Let's discover new routes. Visit USPS.com/new routes. The United States Postal Service. Priority, you.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602 ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari on creating a well-balanced portfolio.
Are you just chasing this hot stock and that hot stock? Or do you have a plan? Do you have a balanced portfolio where you have a little bit in healthcare, a little bit in technology, a little bit maybe in energy even? How much do you have in the subsectors like communication services and technology? And then you look at all the stocks within those areas and say, okay, this is the one I like and this is the one that I don't like. But you have to have that balance. And then finding the right balance depending on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're looking for income in your portfolio, maybe you want more dividend paying stocks. Or I've got 20 years, I want growth.
If you need help creating a well-balanced portfolio, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or visit compact.com and click on the Get Started button.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
The Fanatic.
So Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. All right, running out of time here. So in a minute, I'm going to have on this date in Big George's sports history. Also, we've got a man card judgment call. But let me get some of these texts out of the way real fast before we do that. Heavy Metal Maniac says, can we talk about the Phoenix Suns and about the stupid foul Booker last night near the end of the game where he got that stupid technical foul? Listen, again, young player, still figuring stuff out. I'm sure he heard about it a lot from Chris Paul once they got into the locker room. But also, I'm not so sure that was good officiating, to be honest. That was not really... I don't know. I didn't feel that great about that one, Heavy Metal Maniacs. Blissful Hayes says the Bears should trade Andy Dalton to the Packers for Aaron Rodgers. I think that there'd just be nothing but laughing on the other end of that phone call.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
President Wallet says Rodgers is going to be playing somewhere else next year, another team or himself, but he'll be gone. Bob Shrisky says, hey, good show there, fellas, as usual. And the new guy's first 4 minutes of today's show were his best yet.
Jeez, was that the
dead air that we had because the computer went bad?
Yeah.
Big Jim P in Avondale says Raiders don't have the assets to trade for Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's also true. Baker's Cocky Hen says, you see, Ocho Cinco is going to box Mayweather. He's going to box on the card with Mayweather and Jake Paul. Huh. Wow. Poor guy. Bengals' second best wide receiver after Jamar Chase would be Ocho Cinco. Carl Pickens, honorable mention. Collinsworthless, no mention. Hefty Lefty says, Mo Ansari definitely sounds like the head honcho of Money Radio's swinger parties. Boomer Sooner says, hey guys, I'm recovering from a fall on Saturday. I was playing pickleball and at 65, nothing gives. I hurt right now. How about a shot, please?
Oh,
absolutely.
Get him some cortisone and whiskey.
Yeah, we applaud you for playing pickleball, but some things are more important than the dub.
Hitting the nuts. I've got to come back around to your text here. Whoa, the whole thing's moving. Screaming Eagle says, hey guys, nice show. Tomorrow, peace. Thank you, Screaming Eagle. Horgon says, holy God.
I think mine's better.
They just pierced my eardrums. When do mid-20-year-olds, talking about Booker, quit needing to grow up? How about set the bar higher than you would for an 8th grader? I agree, Horgon, but Yeah, that was an iffy call. All right, so let's get to business, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, George, Big George. He's a friend of the program for many, many years now.
Humongous George.
He's now married George. He got married over the weekend.
Hey, congratulations, George.
Coincidentally, his wife, now wife, is an Alexa as well. Yeah, he married a gal named Alexandria, and they got married. Randy and I were invited to the original one, but we couldn't go because COVID. Yeah. And then we didn't get invited to the second one. We might have gone if we'd been invited, but I think after COVID, the whole thing got it to be a smaller affair. So, wait, no, I didn't mean to say affair. Everything's fine. Nobody's having an affair. I mean, it was a smaller shindig. But congratulations, Big George, and many, many years of happiness and marriage for the both of them.
Way to go, guys.
What's the matter, Randy? You got nothing to say to Big George?
I said congratulations. I played the big grandiose fanfare.
Oh,
congratulations to you and your lovely bride. And we hope nothing but the best for you.
Gonna say though, Randy, that was kind of a delayed action. If you or anyone else here has a reason why Big George should not enter into the holy bounds of matrimony, please speak now or forever hold your pieces.
He's holding his pieces.
All right. Just making sure. All right. So now let's do this. Nobody said you had to hold your breath. When you hold your peace, you don't hold your breath. Randy, you're turning purple. Please breathe. Randy, you've never been to a wedding, have you? Other than your own in a Vegas chapel.
Well, that I remember.
There you go. Yeah. You don't have to hold your breath when you hold your peace. All right.
Okay.
Hold your peas is another thing. All right. So on this day in Big George's sports history, how about it? Back in the year 1975, after taking the mound against the Texas Rangers in the second inning at Arlington Stadium, Nolan Ryan found a rubber snake in a large rubber crab when he reached for the rosin bag. California Angels right-hander got the victory when the Halos beat Texas 4-2, and he suspected it was the opposing manager, Billy Martin, who'd put the fake snake and crab right where the bag was.
Wow.
Yeah, he said it was a little league stunt, which means he was mad and it got him.
Yeah.
Actually, that was pretty awesome of Billy Martin. So, back to me, Jeffrey. Thanks, George. Appreciate that. 888-368-1580. Rye Guy says marriage is an institution that is in decay.
Marriage
is an institution in decay. Boomer Sooner says you guys are awesome. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Well, not you, Phil. Just get home okay.
I don't get it.
Okay.
Well, at least I get home safe. That's nice.
Kiss the Cook. Do not send me your music choices to the text line. I can't do it. You gotta email it, blender@1580thefanatic.com. And I'm sorry I forgot Classic Rock Friday. There was a lot going on. We'll get it done here. I'll do 2 Classic Rock days this week to make up for it. Okay. All right. So real quick,
wall to wall Hall of Notes.
Before we, hell no.
No.
Before we,
your kiss is on my
you're
list.
wasting valuable time, Phil.
Sorry.
Wow.
Now, before we leave, I want to make sure we do this. It's a man card, man of the day judgment call. We have to decide because there's 2 that are damned awesome.
All right, let's decide.
All right.
Okay, first it's now this guy here, he's legendary. I put a video. I told my wife about it, but it doesn't do it justice until you see the video.
Okay.
Go to Radio Pal 1580 on the Twitter. I think it's one of the first things you'll see. You might have to scroll down a little bit, but this guy reacted fast, like so fast you'd think he was thinking, if this ever happens, this is what I'm going to do. Like almost like he wanted it to happen. But a man in Chile, by the way, you say it Chile. It's not Chile. A guy in Chile was filling his car with gas. This van pulls up. You might have seen this video on the internet. And 3 guys tried to jump out and rob him. But they went empty-handed and covered in gas because he immediately yanks the nozzle out of his car. And I didn't know those things would spray that far and that much gas. But he saw them jumping out. He shoots the driver, got face full of gas. Then that guy runs away. Another guy came around and he blasted him in the face because while he was even climbing out of the van. Third guy who came out of the passenger side ran around to the other side, like coming right up on the guy, and he just covered him with gasoline. And then he turned around. They left the sliding door open on the van, and he filled it with gas as it was driving away.
Nice.
It was amazing. The only other thing that would have been better is if he had thrown a lighter.
Exactly. Yep.
The problem was so much of the gas he was spraying hit his car and was all around him.
Oh no.
Probably wouldn't have been the safest thing for him to do. So, but yeah, he was just right in the open door of the van.
Nice.
No idea if the cops were ever able to track the guy down, but the video, this guy is a rock star, situational awareness rock star. He was ready to go. So much respect to that guy. But I thought it'd be an easy thing, right? Man of the day. Turns out he might have a competitor. Back in March, an elderly couple broke out of their assisted living home in Tennessee. Now, they both have dementia and Alzheimer's. Okay. So they were in a locked wing for their own protection. They weren't prisoners, but you got to keep track.
It says a lot that they broke out and they already had dementia, but go ahead.
You have no idea, though.
How crafty they
How cool it was. Turns out the husband used to be in the military and he was trained in Morse code.
Okay.
And that trained him to memorize patterns. So he would listen as the staff would punch in the key card, boop, 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 boop. And he listened enough times, he cracked it, and boop, they got out. And so, yeah, he's got dementia and Alzheimer's, but
he's still kicking in there.
Yeah, I'm not affected in any way by those things. I don't think I could do that. So that was pretty badass of this guy. They were found about 30 minutes later. They were walking down the road a few blocks from home, and to kick things, I don't think this is fair. The home got fined $2,000 by the state for letting them escape.
Wow.
I think that's a bit rough when you realize what this guy used to do for a living. So who is the badass of man? Is it the guy who sprays down the criminals with the gas?
Yeah.
Or a guy who's been written off to dementia and Alzheimer's, who was able to escape from a locked security ward with his wife while having dementia?
Randy, do you want to go first?
I'll take your
Phil.
recommendations, but I'll make my own decisions. Thank you, Phil.
Phil, go ahead. Yeah, plead your case.
I'm going to go with the old man, and here's why. It's a story of hope. It gives each and every one of us something to climb for, something to look forward to for when we too get old and are about to die. We can still accomplish something worthy in our lives.
So what you're saying is senior citizen, although old and unable to get out of the way, are still useful. Is that what you're saying, Phil?
That is what I am professing.
Well, I don't know how useful that was. They just broke out.
Yeah.
Got caught 30 minutes later.
My take is this. The guy that thwarted the robbers by dousing them with gasoline, he's clearly the man of the day. Listen, he saved not only that guy's life possibly, but also he saved him from losing finances. And he also doused these guys who are now smelling like gasoline. Should be easy for the police in Chile to find them because they stink like gasoline.
Right.
They stink like the petrol. Now, as far as the old guy, listen, I understand it's a great idea, but dude, you got dementia. You're not locked up in a prison. That's very hazardous, very dangerous.
Maybe he forgot.
You know what? He probably did not realize that he was in there for his own good. But anyway, although very clever, I can't vote for him. I'd have to say the thwarting of the gasoline bandits. That's my guy.
You know what? I got to say, hats off and all props to the old guy in the nursing home.
Yeah.
It was a nice little, adventure. But isn't it kind of weird that a married couple both have Alzheimer's and dementia? That is kind of a rarity, isn't it? It's usually one or the other. But yeah, as cool as that was, got to go with the old guy at the gas station giving them a gasoline bath. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, Boogie, I'm sorry. Cannot be co-min of the day, but now I have decided. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and pick gas station gasoline shooter. Although I do have much respect for the fellow who has military Morse code training. So should we do co-min of the day? I don't know.
Well, the only problem I have is that they were both dementia patients, and that could be very dangerous for them if they got out of that facility.
And you know what? They won't get their feelings hurt because they won't remember. Exactly. I'm going to go ahead and pick the gas station guy. I think I can do that with a clear conscience.
Yeah,
so,
all right, there you go.
Good point, Randy. Thank you very much for that. So there you go. There is your man of the day. And
all right.
If you haven't seen it yet, I would imagine you have. It was all over the internet. Go take a look at that video. What the hell's
All
that?
right. That's the crowd cheering for the man of the day.
They're cheering
Sound like they were
in shock and
yeah,
awe.
that was weird. Let's see here. Boogie says sometimes self-defense tastes like justice. Yeah. Tastes like gasoline. Mr.
no
Wilbur
kidding.
says, how about that? Come on, baby, light my fire. Yeah, that's the thing. Again, throwing a match at those fellas would have caused that dude to be on fire himself. Licky Lips Johnson calling his shot. Our first, way too early Super Bowl prediction for next year.
Oh,
Raiders versus Tampa Bay. Calling it now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, go ahead and bet the house on that one. See how that
Way to go
how
on
that
the
gets
record
you.
early.
My goodness. That was a joke, right? Was it?
It better be.
I wrote that down in my diary. I said, Licky Lips Johnson said a very funny joke. We all laughed about it. You can't be serious, Licky Lips. Come on, man. Seriously?
Raiders are many things, but Super Bowl contenders, not one of them.
Papa Mike says, you're right, Jeffrey. Co-man of the day would be a tie. And you don't like ties, do you, Jeffrey?
Nope.
And they'd have to go up there and hug together and it'd just be weird.
I have respect, but you're right, Papa Mike. No ties. And no more time. That's it for us. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Booyah.
To remind pet owners that Progressive covers pets on our auto policy at no extra charge, we decided to make a really cute pet-themed radio commercial. Can you hear that, puppy?